All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Precious Network, where we have the men's forum tonight. We were just here last night. We were talking about CPTSD, also RAD, reactive attachment disorder, and complex uh, post traumatic disorder. And tonight we have the men's forum here, and I know y'all saw the thumbnail. So, throw the tomatoes now. The title is wild. I know. But we're going to get into it. I saw a video and I thought it would be a fitting video to discuss on the men's forum. When Mr. Hank was over here, he always used to throw in the men's mental health and the men's physical health and always encourage the men to go get checked and go to the doctors. And so, I know Hank, I think he has his own thing going on Wednesdays, but in remembrance of his spirit on the show, we're doing this one for you, Mr. Hank. Okay. All right. Before I before I get to those who are watching, you guys, how are you doing this evening, Leon and Mr. R. Payne?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing okay. Can't complain.
I'm doing good. And just to let y'all know who are watching, tell your friends and their friends to get here, because this is the only topic we talk about tonight. It's not going to be a show, it's going to be a conversation. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know that early. All right. This is it, and this is all. So tell them to come on in, share the video, likes, subscribe. Y'all know we here live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we usually talk about behaviors, not necessarily about the people. But tonight we're going to get a little bit into just men's mental health. So menopause, we all know that that is for women. We know that, right? So the thumbnail is facetious a little bit, right? We know menopause is for women, but have we ever heard of the male version of menopause? Does anybody know what that is? Y'all in the chat, engage. Clickety clack. Tap. Do we know what the male version of menopause is? Have you ever heard of it? Have anyone ever spoken to you? Have you ever inquired about it?
I heard about it, but no one's ever talked about it openly.
We don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Lord.
We don't talk about that. Well, we talk about it in terms of lower testosterone as you get older. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't call it like I saw your write up, like what the Andropause or whatever the hell it's called.
Look at you reading our
thing. I used to read. No, but what I'm trying to say is we don't couch it. But lower testosterone, people talk about that. But for example, I get my blood tested like every around 6 months.
Okay.
I never had one of those issues. I mean, I haven't been put on any testosterone. And I'll freely admit, I ain't banging them out like I used to when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? But that's but I have flashbacks.
Okay, all right.
So, but let's go ahead and go. So somebody's talking about this, right?
Yeah, so there is a guy that made a video and he's talking about this. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I never heard of it. I never heard of Andropause. I've never heard that there is a male version of menopause. And honestly, it makes sense because, we have estrogen, you guys have testosterone, and I never thought about your levels. I never thought about what happens when they're low. I never personally thought about that. And so when I saw his video, he encouraged his audience and those who are viewing to share the video and to have the conversation, because this falls in our age group. I believe it's men who are late 30s, maybe early 40s and on. And so if it's not something that you don't pay attention to, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to go, have your family around and have a conversation about it. But I do think that men do need to take their physical, mental, spiritual, all of that. I think that you need to take that serious and do something about it if you feel as though you're experiencing some of these symptoms that we're going to go over, and some things that happen during this time in your life. Because a lot of women are not educated on menopause and perimenopause. It's funny, like when there are videos on social media, if you look in the comments, you'll see women say, nobody ever taught me this. Nobody ever went over this with me. Nobody ever, prepared me for this. And so now women are frantic, like, okay, what do I do to avoid it? And it's like, girl, nothing. The way out is through. You can't do nothing to avoid it. You just have to educate yourself on it. And so I, feel the same way with men. The same way, you have to be educated and take the time to just, learn something. Learn yourself something. What is it? What I used to say back in the day? Learn yourself something or something like that. So here goes the video. This video is pretty lengthy. I mean, it's about 7 or 8 minutes long. But World Class had me cracking up talking about some of the male version of menopause being married. Our pain, don't shake your head. Don't shake your head. I see you over there. All right, so we're going to get this show on the road.
Men, y'all need to understand what I'm about to say. This is Mental Health Month for men, okay? But what I'm finna say is some real shit. Nobody talks about andropause, and that silence is literally costing men their lives for real. It's causing a lot of men to lose their lives. Andropause is what happens when a man's testosterone starts declining, usually somewhere between their 30s up to 55. Now, like menopause, it doesn't announce itself. It just quietly takes things away. Women have perimenopause, thank God, to give them the signs that they're finna go through their stage of menopause. Men, we don't have that. Women go through much, much worse than we do, I admit. But when we go through that andropause, that shit got some deadly shit that's going to happen to you mentally, emotionally. And it has even caused people to commit suicide. It has ruined families, marriages, relationships, jobs, you name it. It's done these things similar to what women go through.
So I'm going to pause it right here because I think that, the difference between menopause and andropause is that men gradually go through these changes. It's not a immediate onset like a woman where she's going through hot flashes and she's like, what's going on with me? Why am I trying to take off all my clothes? I'm at work and the air conditioner is on blast. Like, what's happening? So I think it's very important to point that out. It is a very gradual happening, for a man. And I think that it also needs to be pointed out that this is something that happens in a man's late 30s and 40s. And then, of course, going on. I do have a question before we continue with that video, though. If men don't go through menopause, what exactly is happening to men? Like, Arpain, you say, okay, well, we say that your testosterone is getting lower, but what exactly is happening to men as they get older? I think you're on mute.
The testosterone levels are probably tied to how active you are, right? I mean, listen, it sounds like in the 30s. It sounds like that's kind of young for you to be worried about that. I mean, my youngest daughter, I had her when I was 41. I had to meet a schedule to get my wife pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So I was 41 then. So I'm just saying it happens differently now. I gained a lot of weight, and I have some other issues. But if you stay relatively healthy, that's one thing. But the real thing is, as men, we don't talk about shit like that. Not that we don't know we go through some changes, right? I've heard about menopause 100 years ago. We know that women go through that, right? It's not like a secret because women talk about stuff like that, right? Men, we don't go around in a circle and shit and pass the joint to each other. Hey, man, I'm going through some andropause, whatever the fuck. We don't do that. We don't. I'm not going to tell my fellow brother, hey, yo, man, you know what, man? No, the woody ain't as hard as it used to be in the morning. We don't talk like that to each other. We just don't. And it doesn't mean that something's wrong with us. We just don't do that kind of stuff. Now, so individually, you might say, "God, I can't perform like I used to," and then you personally will maybe go to a doctor or do this, take a pill or whatever you need to do. But we don't broadcast stuff like that. That's not how men behave. And so I hear what the guy is saying, and he's right. But there's not going to be no group session where we're going to get around a goddamn table with each other and talk about, it was kind of soft this whole week, man. We don't do that. We just never. It's not going to happen. Men don't like to talk about their ailments, period, whatever they might be. We just don't. And I don't think there's anything wrong with us. There's a vulnerability that's nobody else's business. That's just my thought. But let's go ahead and
see. You
Except
say
your wife, of course, if you're married.
Right. I was just getting ready to say, because it has to have an influence on your family life and your family life if you are going through that.
I threw that in there. I threw that in.
Yeah,
yeah, but as far as men are concerned, let me tell you, we ain't sitting around the table holding hands and passing the cognac talking about that. I don't know, 3 a.m. You tell me, Leon. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, yeah, we don't talk about. These are conversations that are kind of, I would say, kind of taboo. Because I think women, they're more open with sharing like their personal health problems with each other. Like if there's somebody that they're close to, like you say, if you have a mom, if your mom's still living, and then you're like, hey, I'm going through this. Like, what is this? Like, is this normal? Is this, because of where I am in my age? Um, is this being caused by like something that I eat or drink or some, things like that? I think our pain's right. We just don't talk about stuff like that. Like we talk about guy stuff. Like when we get around each other, we talk about sports. We might, depending on how your friends are, we might talk about politics, but most of the time not. We talking about sports and what's going on in the sports world. I mean, that's how guys are. Like we just don't, it's just, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's just how it, has become.
No, but getting back to this other guy who was just on that you just had,
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether it's this andropause or whatever it is, if you have ailments that's that bad, you need to talk to somebody, right? And so if you're married, you're like me, right? If you're married, I mean, you can't go through your marriage without having those conversations if you can't perform. If you can't perform or if you get sluggish and all this kind of stuff, I mean, there's no way you could avoid it. Right. So, but it will be between you and your wife. The fellows will never know. Unless my wife is unless your wife is a TikToker and she'll get out there and say, story time, just part one,
oh my gosh.
Netflix documentary.
Yeah. I mean,
Andropause coming up next.
Yes, but I don't want to derail it because he's right about bottling stuff up. But even with that, I just think that it's natural for men to be a little bit more buttoned down and handling their own issues secretly, and doesn't make it or with your close circle of people, and it doesn't make you any less not interested. What's the word? It doesn't mean you're not going to take care of the situation just like a woman might. There's a lot of women who understand they're going to go through menopause, and they still don't take care of what they need to do because they still have obligations to their husband. Some get hornier, and some want to close it down. Right. So,
why the conversations are important, because a lot of times, men may think that women are weaponizing sex, and that may be the case, but there may be a case where a woman is really going through the changes and she don't know what's going on with her, and she just doesn't desire sex.
Halle Berry with her new cream. Did you see that commercial?
No.
Oh, Halle Berry coming out. I just turned 60 and she got a new cream. One lady thought she was talking about a facial cream. She said, "Nah, here's my bed. It's for the going downtown. Just put it down there, and keep it like
Okay,
money."
Lord, why can't some people just hang it the hell up? Like, I don't understand. I mean, I understand that you gotta have your coins coming in, but come on, like.
Well, I thought that was a good advertisement. She got a new product, a little red tube, a little juice. I said, okay, Hallie, get down.
Yeah, so she's probably had that conversation like, hey, I need a little bit of help,
That's right. Right.
And like y'all are saying, women are more prone to have these conversations because we find community and being able to relate to another woman who is going through the same thing as us. And I think that men, while you don't have to sit around your friends and have these conversations, you have men in your family who may be experiencing the same thing. It seems as though men can remember their uncles and they have fun with their uncles and possibly their fathers or any other male figures in their life, but it seems like when they become adults, like, hanging with Uncle so and so is not a thing anymore. Talking to, your cousin or your brother, like that closeness of when y'all knew what you were doing every day, all day. The closest is not that bond anymore where you feel as though you can have those conversations even within the family dynamic. I think you should be able to have those, conversations in a family dynamic, right?
Well, okay, go ahead, Leon. You could take it. I still say, I can't see a man opening up with, an uncle or a father and all that kind of stuff. I just don't know.
Damn, what kind of relationship y'all having out there? Goodness.
We ain't talking about each other's testosterone.
Why?
Because that's not what men do. Why is it so hard for you to understand?
Because it's health. It's not.
No. I'm not saying
like
that. I'll talk to my doctor about it.
You're comparing each other's sizes.
Yeah, well,
you're just saying.
I could talk to my doctor about that. Me and my doctor will talk about it. Me and my doctor, if I'm married, me and my wife might talk about it. But me and my uncle or my father or my brother, it might come up in a conversation. You know what? I'm feeling kind of down. I'm a little weak. I don't feel that energy, that spark I used to have. You might get there, right? In some kind of conversation, but how deep you go is going to be an individual thing.
Well, yeah,
and I don't think it's a bad thing, as long as you're talking to somebody.
Right. And I'm not saying sit there and talk about the certain percentage levels of everything. I'm just saying,
I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm just trying to be real with you. Men and women, we are just so. I just think the natural. And I'm gonna shut up after that. I don't want to dominate the conversation. I just think that the way we live in this society, I think people think that we think the same. We just don't. And it doesn't mean that one's wrong and one's right. It just means that we don't approach life. We look at life differently. And so if I'm talking to my doctor about my ailments and my stuff, that's enough for me. Right? I don't need to tell nobody else that. Shoot, when I get sick, man, my wife got to pretty much threaten to kill me for me to go to the doctor.
That's a problem.
Well, it's not a problem because I actually go, right? Because she makes me do it.
Well, threaten to kill you. You're so dramatic. You're so dramatic.
But all I'm just trying to say is we don't. Listen. You know what? I'm gonna leave that. Me and my wife had this conversation just recently, but she forbid me to say it on air.
Ooh.
Not about this thing, but something else. I thought it was pretty funny. But my wife is a
don't say it because I don't want Mrs. Payne to be.
I'm not gonna slip up. I'm not gonna slip up because she forbids me. I ask her stuff because I got a picture of her when she was pregnant with our first daughter. Mm-hmm. I came in, I took a picture. She was in the kitchen. She was barefoot and real pregnant over a stove cooking and a dish rag in her hand. I said, "This is gold." putting pregnant in the kitchen. I said, "Well, can I show people that?" She said, "I absolutely forbid you to show anybody this picture. It's in my archives of pictures, man. You know what I'm saying? She might have me arrested if I put that out there. You know, so it's just for me and her. And every time I look at it, I say, "Oh my God, just I could probably make money on it. It's like I could probably sell it. It's classic. It's classic.
That's sacred moments in you guys' life that
Yeah.
symbolize something
Oh,
much
yes.
bigger.
The
Uh,
look she gave me, the look she gave me when I took that picture was just like just priceless,
like,
man.
how could you? I'm in here barefoot, pregnant, trying to cook dinner,
Barefoot pregnant in the kitchen, exactly where you
carrying,
belong.
carrying your child.
Exactly where you belong. Oh man, that was
That's
great.
exactly where she wanted to be. Okay, don't get it twisted.
But
Right.
that's why I can't show it. Anyway, I didn't want to distract with it, but my wife is crazy.
All right, we're gonna keep on with this video.
Okay. Yeah, maybe something maybe he'll say something I agree with.
So if you want to hear how this thing works and what it does to people, I'm going to tell you in this video if you just want to take the time to learn it and share it with people you love, whether it's men and women. Now, the first thing that is going to hit you with is depression. Once it can get that going, everything else is going to work like clockwork against you, but not the kind that people recognize as depression. It's not the crying, it's the emptiness. It's a man sitting at the dinner table with his whole family and feeling completely alone. And because he doesn't know the words for it, he goes literally silent at the table, and everyone around him starts to feel that. And they think it's weird, or they're thinking something wrong with their father or that man at the table. It is something wrong with them. They're going through something. It's called fucking andropause. And then anger slowly creeps its way in. And this one destroys relationships, family, marriages, jobs, you name it. It will destroy everything because anger is the one emotion men are given permission to show. So everything else comes out as rage when they show anger. His kids start walking on eggshells. His partner stops sharing things with him, and he doesn't even fully understand why he's so angry. All he knows is that he's just angry, and it feels like he's angry all the time. Yeah, sometimes we can say it's the job or the stress or whatever else, but if you really pay attention to these things that I'm telling you a man is dealing with or going through, you will notice that they are dealing with fucking andropause. It is a thing, a real medical thing, a medical fucking condition. Just like perimenopause and menopause are medical fucking conditions. And all three of these should be put on insurance bill so people can get the right proper help that they need to get through this shit.
So depression and anger. How do you determine if it's andropause or something else? Like how does one say, oh my God, and am I going through this andropause thing, or could it be depression from other things? Is it everything that comes to a head for a man that allows him to fall into that depression state and anger state?
I mean, it depends on what's going on in your life at the time, correct? You know what I'm saying? But let's stick on his topic. If it's just coming out of anywhere and there's changes in your body and you don't know what's going on and you're a little bit down and stuff like that, I can hear what he's saying, right? They say suicide and deleting yourself and all that kind of stuff is something big with men. But I can honestly say I don't ever remember being depressed enough and that's just me. It's just anecdotal. So I can't really relate with being so depressed. It's not like my life is so great. It's just that I just take life in stride. I always have, and I just keep moving, right? So other people might, dwell, and that's why I have a little bit of trouble when people have like certain issues that they can't get over. I'm not the one they need to talk to because I don't understand how could you not get over it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you talk to me, I'm gonna make it worse. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it worse because I can't see why you staying in the court, staying in that thing or carrying it for so long.
So to me, if I think about just like corporate America terms, right?
Okay.
Those who have this depression, anger, and you're saying people who stay in it have a fixed mindset. That's what it sounds like to me. Like, your circumstances, what they are. You may know even how to get out of the situation, but you continue to stay in those emotional circumstances. Woe is me. Oh my gosh, no one's going to save me. No one's here to help me. Whereas the growth mindset is, okay, I know where I'm at. I know where I want to go. And I know that I need tools in order to get there. And so I'm going to seek after those tools, those resources. I'm going to have these conversations. I'm not going to allow it to make me look weak, because at the end of the day, someone who knows that they need extra support and assistance to get where they're going is actually a strong individual, because they're taking the proper precautions to do what's needed. So that's what that sounds like to me. Someone, because like he said, it starts with depression, and a lot of things in our bodies, ailments, sicknesses, start in our mind. Like where our mind goes, the body follows, right? So if you can't change your mind about a lot of things, the sicknesses are not going to go anywhere. Yeah. So Arpane, when you say like men don't talk about these things, there are men who really don't go to the doctor. There are men who really have to get dragged to the doctor, and they're not going to change their mind about that, right? They're not going to, unless something drastic happens and they know they have to get their behind. Yeah. Right. So a lot of things start in the mind. If you're not going to change your mind, you're not going to change your life. Like that's
I don't disagree. I mean, just real quick before everybody else goes, it's like when the Manosphere started, right?
What?
When the Manosphere started, right? When the Manosphere started, it was finally there was a forum for men to speak to each other.
Right.
It got ravaged, but there was always a certain amount of men who took it to the nth degree and who couldn't leave the red pill rage.
Right.
They couldn't get out of being raging about the fact that, you know, they have this issue with women, and no matter what you say to them, no matter how you whatever, they couldn't get past it. There's a lot of men. There was enough men like that to make a difference. You know what I'm saying?
When I see and hear stuff like that, it's like you got an issue with you. Like you have an issue with you. You know,
no matter how much you argue, it was enough men like that to make a difference. Even though some people could get past it, went through the phases of, I finally get a chance to say what I feel, blah blah blah, and then that's enough with other men to relieve that pressure, and you move on, because the examples get bigger and you start finding success. Some guys couldn't leave. Some guys just couldn't get out of it. So,
how are you?
What's up, Coach Ferg?
How y'all doing, man? Y'all looking good, man.
Good, how are you?
Hey, yeah, we want you to talk about male menopause. We want to hear you.
That's why I started laughing. I just looked up at the title. I thought I read it wrong. I'm like, oh shit.
The male version of menopause, because it's a real thing.
Y'all kill me, man. Y'all ain't these babies kill me, man.
Real thing. So I know you love to talk about it, so I gotta bring it to the platform, and y'all, you know, well, to the Did you know that there was anything called Andropause? I didn't.
Listen,
I didn't know.
My granddaddy didn't know. My great granddaddy didn't know. My dad didn't know. I don't know. My son don't know.
Nope, you're accountable now. You know.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to go do some research on what it is. But the fact that they done gave us a pause, they done gave the men a pause.
There goes your pause.
The future's doomed.
Y'all say pause now. Think of Andropause.
They done labeled us a pause. They done identified a pause in a man. You got what do you pronounce that word? Andropause. You got an andro. You're an Andrew and an andro. Come on, man. I don't believe in that stuff, man.
Real thing. It's a real thing.
But okay. Let's just say it's true, right? I would look at it as a man's evolution of a man.
Okay.
He's growing up he's maturing himself. He's no longer thinking like a kid. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He understands his childish ways and he puts them away. Not saying that he doesn't have access to them as a space of release, but he's no longer focusing in that capacity. And that's with work, exercise, women, his money, his everything, his children, everything. In that capacity, yes, but to be emotional and always mad. Precious said she wasn't cooking, so I'm gonna go cuss everybody out. That shit right there, to me, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Because I would ask anybody listening, if your daddy's still around, go run that shit by him. Go run it by his uncle, your uncle, and say, do you believe in men having menopause? He probably be like, yeah, I had menopause when I had your ass. I'm just saying, these new soft era, get all in you. Oh, damn. It's people. We're dealing with people.
Right.
Everybody ain't gonna like you in your time of you loving yourself. That happens. But to be, listen, I get it. It ain't as easy for some as, however, for you to evolve, you already crying over it. So once you stop crying, what you gonna do? You try to find other little nuggets that you can add that give you that fulfillment, and you sort of live in that moment, because that season may run out too. You may run into another rough patch, because we all do it. 70 years of great life. No, we've gone through those evolutions. Even in times of peace, we evolve. Sometimes we get sick so good we start doing dumb shit. And then all of a sudden somebody break our heart now. Oh, well, hell, I'm grown now. Come on, man, it's life. So when I hear stuff, that's why I was laughing, because I'm like, male menopause? Hey, y'all done had male menopause since I was 13. You fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. Excuse me. You mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you back. You cuss me out, I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm just saying.
So with this andropause, right?
I'm sorry.
Lower energy. Because what you were saying, I think that, I mean, I don't have testosterone levels of a man. We all have estrogen and testosterone, but I don't have the levels of a man.
When did men start getting estrogen? Is that a new thing too? Because I couldn't identify when I was young, when I was strong in my strong. What was I supposed to do? Start crying? I'm looking at the stories and shit. Come to say it, man.
Who don't have the high levels that other men have, and so it really takes effect on them.
But I think that plays when it comes
where they have that lower energy, to reduce sex drive. They don't have the urge to be able to change their mind as quick as a man who's sharp and who's in the gym, who's, taking care of his body, taking care of his weight. They have the mood changes, the irritability. Like the grumpy old man is the man who probably testosterone levels are probably a little up because he hasn't been.
But Precious, here's the problem. You talking about grumpy old ass niggas like me in our pain. We still got testosterone. It's the 25 to 45 who got the lowest testosterone levels, who got a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear. That's the problem. Me and our pain, dudes like me. I'm sorry.
I'm old, but I never was mistaken for being grumpy.
Right.
I'm not grumpy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at him. I'm sorry.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It ain't the old dudes. We deserve to be grumpy, because old grandmamas, they'll cuss your ass out quick. You say so, but that's the thing. It ain't the, let's just say, the old dude. Yeah, he can sit and get off my damn grass. Hell, get off my car. But the dudes that's in the prime and the women that's in the prime of this, let's go get married, start a family, club, cruising. Those are the people that got the low testosterone. And I say this and I shut up. And this is a fact. The military right now are running tests on soldiers to test their testosterone. That's how, and military soldiers are young in the prime. And all 4 military branches have met their quota of recruitments. So when people say, only little scared ass people don't do shit. These young folk is out here trying to get the cheat code, and even then, their testosterone levels are being challenged by the feminist America. And this is the good thing, because if y'all want them strong men that protect us and all that can fix shit and do shit, it starts with that level of testosterone and that level of confidence building. But I could be wrong.
I mean, if you're young and your testosterone levels are low, there's a problem.
No, but
that's what's happening.
The testosterone levels of men in America have been going down.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
You're saying that andropause is actually starting before 30?
It's a thing. I mean, first of all, it's the food and the environment that's lowering men's testosterone. You could look that it's lower. Back in my day, we didn't worry about it.
We ain't have hips back in our day, Precious.
We had our t-shirts had T's on it, like we had a big ass T on it.
Yeah.
Testosterone, you know what I'm saying? Around, but today the kids don't even go outside.
They don't go outside.
They don't get that vitamin D. Nothing. We were all around the place, man. We were riding our bikes on the highways.
3 days away from home.
All right, well, let's get back into the video.
Now look at him, all sensitive.
So now that you done got to that space of just being angry all the time, in comes exhaustion. That shit hits next. It's not tired from a long day of exhaustion of working. We're talking about like bone tired, the thing that we used to love. We stopped doing them. The goals we had, they feel pointless to us. And from the outside, it looks like men are just stopped caring about work, about family, about everything. And that's not the case. They're literally dealing with this thing called andropause. And that shit affects a lot of things, like I told you. So if you want to keep learning about this, I'm going to keep going about this video. You can keep listening to this video until you get the full video. But I'm being serious with you. What it does to men, it harms men in so many ways.
Is it because he light-skinned, Ferg?
No. That's because that nigga's a simp and he's been ran through.
Serious educational video, guys. Conversation I mean.
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't say that. Leave me out of this one.
Listen, I haven't met too many light-skinned dudes with low self-esteem. I haven't met them at all. I haven't met that because again, we've been stigmatized for being too pretty. That's the stigma. Because all meant to, especially in his prime. Now, old ass niggas again. Yeah, I don't know. But 25 to 45 light skin, he the shit to himself.
Yeah.
He ain't tripping. So again, he's an older dude.
Leon's up there being quiet, man. I remember I was pledging a brother.
He looked like he was held back in his 20s.
I had this light skinned brother on the line. I was his dean of pledgees. And for some reason he was talking to me how sad he was. And I said, man, shut your light skin ass up. I said, you're gonna be knocking down the chicks, man, 2, 3 at a time. And I'm saying I don't want to hear you belly aching. I gotta work for every goddamn lease ass I get. And you sitting out there just walking in the room. We used to count. We used to have, when you came in the room, we used to say, can I stand by you just in case, so I can when they came up to you, the ones who you were interested in, can I get a shot? Man, I told him,
you'd be surprised how many light-skinned people are self-conscious.
Yeah, nowadays, they're all self-conscious because that's the way America's telling them. Think about your feelings about everything. What the hell? No. Everything is about your feelings now.
How do you really feel?
See what I'm saying? That doesn't help. I don't know, man. Maybe, listen, if I'm getting out of touch, thank God I'm on the other side of that shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Ferg. I'm with you.
I think I'm on the other side because if my son has to go through this whole life of feeling, and I'm glad we have these. He's starting to see what I used to always talk about and show him about. He's starting to speak it to me. He's like, yeah, I'm like, cool, man, cool. But if he's got to go out and deal with, oh man, man, I work is hard, then I get home, it's hard. What's hard? What are you not saying? Hey, baby, let's get these dumbass kids in order. I mean, what are we doing? I'm going in the house and I'm with a woman who just refuses to talk to me. Man, bend your ass over and talk to me then. You ain't got to say a whole lot, but you not go just be in my space and just be grumpy about some shit. I don't want to hear about your precious. I don't want to hear about your fucking friends who ain't shit for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I can't, but that's me though. But again, a man that's if you're gonna be in a relationship,
It's not just you.
however, you know what I'm saying. Some things I don't know, man. Again, if I'm out of,
Look at the woman. I mean, do you kind of understand where Fergus coming from, Precious?
no,
I mean,
not at all.
I do.
Men, we are just a different breed, and it's unfortunate there's not enough men like Ferg out there.
I'm my opinion. I ain't gonna lie.
There's not enough. Man. I mean, come on. You know, I mean, just stop it. Just stop it. You know why? You know why black women hate Donald Trump? Do you know why they hate him? It's not because he has low character, right? They always say that, right? But black women can't talk about anybody with low character. They're giving babies to the worst freaking guys in history.
The worst.
You know why they don't like? You know why they don't like Trump? Because he'll tell you, sit your ass down and shut up. Sit your black ass, low IQ ass down and shut up.
Keep it real.
Black women can't stand a man grabbing his balls and telling you to shut the fuck up.
And he talks shit to white women. He talks shit to white women all day.
Black women, white women, he tells women, shut your ass up and let me go and do what I gotta do. And they women can't stand that. Nobody can stand that more than black men. You know, and that's why they hate Donald Trump. It's not because he has low character, not when we have a whole generation of low character dudes with babies and 10 babies and 20 babies out there. So it can't be character.
Precious, can I say this real quick?
It's just something special about men.
Yeah.
And we don't talk about that shit enough.
Yeah, it's something special. And that's what and that's the key. Chris, I'm gonna say this right. In all the years I've been dating, I've never been in a relationship where I've had to really argue with women and go back and forth about our days. I'm gonna ask you some days I ain't. But I'm gonna always make sure that I'm just having conversations about just other things beyond myself.
Right.
And I'm a world type of guy. I ain't a neighborhood type of conversation ass nigga. You see them niggas? Like, yeah, did you see them fighting? Did you bring your ass home? You wasn't out there in that shit. I wasn't into that type of neighborhood little silly. I did that shit as a kid. And as a grown man, I've understood I gotta take care of myself. I gotta do things, greater than me. I like to give. That's why I like working with young people, young high school, maybe college. Not you old niggas. You old niggas got too many problems, and y'all bring your problems to the world, not looking for solutions, but looking for empathy. And I can't rock with that because when somebody's trying to start a life and be beyond their condition, I can empathize with you for about a week or two, but then our goal is to see you get on a path where you can start succeeding individually and beyond life, beyond your condition. So when you look back at where you started, you appreciate, like, damn, I came a long way. And you're not burdened with, oh, my mama didn't teach me nothing. My mama didn't teach me how to tie my shoe, have sex, ride my bike, shovel the snow. She didn't teach me nothing. She taught me how to wash my clothes, and the only thing she taught me was how to separate them. That was it. Other than that, I had to learn things, and I always encourage people, because I've worked with the worst of people, to look at where you start and understand that you have to put in some form of work to get to it. And you can't worry about your feelings and everything. I can't be around our pain, talk about how sad, man, I feel. You could be like, shut your ass up, man. We got work to do. And that's the environment I come from.
Yeah, and I talk about this on when we do the Tuesday show, and I talk about when you look back on your life and you look back at those moments that you know, I told my story and it's still unraveling, and finding out, how my parents treated me as a toddler
Mm.
and how far I've come. They told me that I would never walk or never talk, but now I'm on a platform talking
Hmm.
about my story. And so you're right. You can't, I mean, you can be, you can empathize with somebody, but for so long, and then, at some point, you gotta get around people that are positive, that can actually help you get to where you need to go, and us being around people, positive influence don't have to be your parents. It could be somebody, in your neighborhood. It could be a teacher, it could be a principal, it could be a counselor. It could be anybody that, and from your vision, you see as a positive person in life, and they're doing something and they're helping people. And the way that I help people is I get on a platform with Precious and I talk about my story. And I think that more people should do that wherever the walk of life that they come from.
I hear you. That's true. And and you were able to pick up whatever lessons you could along the way. 'Cause I told all of you guys my lessons when I learned when my frat brother caught me crying about a girl. I was 19. That was the last time that I didn't need to learn that lesson more than once. I didn't need, it was he couldn't wait to just out me
Yeah.
But you
among
also
all the brothers.
snapped
Huh?
out of that, right? You
Huh?
also snapped out of that.
Yeah, because he
Snapped
outed
out of
me.
that. There are men who are heartbroken from 20 years ago, child. They
I
still heart.
know. I know.
They can't get over it.
Well,
They done
mine
dirty.
lasted that evening. It was over that evening after I got roasted.
Okay, bounce back. That's how you bounce back. And there are some men who can't
Uh,
bounce back, and
no,
then
you're right. Yeah, you're
it
absolutely right.
affects their mental health,
That's
which
why this
then
guy is not wrong. That's why that
affects
guy
their
on the. That's
physical
why
health.
that guy's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's right. He is
You know,
absolutely right.
you gotta there, yeah, men are gonna be like, oh, get past it, we got work to do. All that stuff is true, but at the end of the day, when you're not knowing what's going on with you, but your wife who lives with you, who knows you intimately, knows that something is wrong with you. No, you're not cheating. No, you're not out here in these streets, but she knows there's something about your nature that just quite isn't right. And
Hmm.
you do need somebody, you need a woman
Yeah.
who is going to be able to observe these things and say, are you feeling a little different? Are you okay? Do you need to go to the doctor? And the last time you've had a physical, someone who actually cares about your well-being, because health is wealth. And so if you can't get over things of the past, and you're not active, and you're not taking care of your body, you're not checking your levels, you can fall into this male menopause state of life,
Yeah.
and have men looking at you like, dude, what is the problem? And I think another problem is men don't talk about these things. I think that men should have a round table to be educated about certain things. Like Arpane said, yeah, you go to your doctor, but it should be public knowledge, not necessarily your issue.
What do you mean by public knowledge?
Public knowledge on how to work with these conditions when they come.
Or you know
Public
what? Here's a solution, right? For some men out there, you're married. Hey, honey, take the bonnet off and come to bed without your panties on. How about
Oh
that?
my God, y'all are such.
Why don't you try that? I mean, but here,
You can find a whole other. I need to find.
let it breathe and take your bonnet off and come on in bed and let's get it popping.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good 2 minutes, Arpane. But
Yeah,
after that,
it's the best 2 minutes of
Wow.
my life. It's the best 2 minutes of the
after
day.
those 2 minutes, okay, you
Let's
still
spoon.
out
Yeah.
the
I mean,
breath.
Let's spoon.
Okay.
Let's spoon. After those 2 minutes,
I
we can
I'll hold
spoon
you
and talk
afterwards,
about our day.
I'll hold you, I'll hold you and
Yeah.
whisper all kinds of shit into your ear that you love, oh, come on.
I,
And this
I
way
get
you
what
don't have to
you're saying.
look at me and be in horror. So,
I get what you're saying, but sex is not going to heal the things that you decide to not reveal. Like men
But,
do that all the
but
time. A woman can tell your energy when you insert inside of her.
Right.
If you having sex with her because you're frustrated, if you having sex with her because you really want to have sex with her, if you having sex with her because you gotta get something off your chest, like I don't know why y'all throw sex as a heal all when
it's a
Listen, you know what, Precious? That's not fair. You like movies? You like movies?
Not really.
No. Okay. So listen, that's not fair because there is no movie that when there's a love scene, the guy's daughter, son, he might have lost an arm, and a woman comes in, and all she has to do is give him some box, and everything in his world is okay.
That's why. That's why I don't get down with movies like that because that's not real life.
Like that, every time I see it, I said that. First of all, I'm still upset. Okay, just because you gave me something don't mean you meant. But they do that all the time. Like everything, our whole existence is based on whether she gave me a little bit.
Yeah, but I think you know what, you're speaking from a mature point of view, and I don't think guys younger have grown up in that type of understanding about who they are.
That guy, how old is that guy in the video?
He look like he's about 40, at least 40, late 40s, early 50. He look like he's close to 50.
He's a Gen X.
Yeah, he looks Gen X.
He looks like he's Gen X-ish.
Yeah,
and so he's talking to the guys. You know, he's talking to guys in his generation and afterwards who need that kind of conversation.
Yes, and again,
like
it starts
like y'all.
I know. See, I know who I. See, that's the thing. A lot of guys don't know who they are early enough in life. They don't know who they are because a lot of guys didn't. And again, it's I believe going to believe in this and even try to tell people in this capacity. If your parents are not giving you the confidence about who you are and how to approach life, you're going to struggle. Some struggle early, some struggle late, some struggle throughout the entire existence of their life, because those two can set the foundation. And then when you go face the world, I don't need our pain. I don't need Leon and Precious to validate me. I know who I am. I don't need to come to you just because the world is saying argue and call you out your name. I don't need to cuss you out. I'm not gonna stand for you cussing me out because I didn't put the groceries up like you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just be running around saying I got a girlfriend and got 5 other side chicks. She ain't, you know what I'm saying? She ain't calling me. But again, this is where we are because under our leadership, this is the result. Under our leadership, you know what I'm saying? And I'm included. I'm the first baby daddy. They didn't have a name for it because people were still having access to the children in some capacity, and you still had the village. When Gen X got outside, everybody my age was having sex. Y'all mamas, aunties, cousins, all the women, they were busting it wide open. We see the result. We got a big baby daddy generation of women and kids. First generation. Now we in our second, third generation because they started having children earlier. I had 2 6th graders that had a baby together.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to talk to him about life and making better decisions going forward. I can't complain about, oh, you had a child. No. Here, man, you have a child, love your child. Give your child time and attention. Teach your child about kid stuff, swimming, the monkey bars, how to ride a bike. Be there because that's going to reward your child later. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not privy to having those type of engagement conversations because over the last 40 years, most young people ain't raised with both parents talking the same message. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to play double roles. Men are trying to play women's roles. Women are trying to play men's roles. And the kids are like, who in the hell am I supposed to listen to? And this is where we are, unfortunately. But I'm still baffled, Precious. I don't know, Leon, you're a single guy. How y'all can't find, not y'all two specifically, how y'all, you good, smart, educated, single, 100,000 successful people can't find each other and build. Listen. We ain't got to get to 50%. I take 47% of us just finding our person because we know how to vet. Now we got all these vetting words. Wasn't nobody vetting. He showed up and said he did what he said he was going to do.
That part.
But she did what she said she was going to do. She wasn't telling no nigga, I ain't cooking for you, but I got 4 kids over here.
True.
I ain't doing. They didn't say that, and the man was proud to like, man, the old sister with 2 kids, she's all right.
I don't understand why y'all don't understand.
Okay.
How you've been on the internet for so long, and how men speak about men don't want to be with women.
Well,
you know how men speak about women. What makes women think that a man wants to be with her?
Not all of us.
What's this selective hearing that you have over there?
It's not the selective hearing. It's the choices that y'all make on how y'all speak about women. It's crazy how y'all speak about women in this way.
Okay, can I try to straighten it out a little bit?
I can't believe you said that.
I can't believe you said it either. You know what I'm saying? But I can hear because a lot of us have selective hearing. Okay, the reason why most men like us might be talking about this is on the back end because we understand what we would do for the woman who wants to be under our covering and who wants to be our wives. I don't think women have any idea what it means to a man to have a woman on your side. Yeah, and the things that we'd be willing to give for just that kind of honor. So and I don't think women have any idea. That's why that's why it's so hard for some guys. And it's just crazy. It's hard to explain. Some women get it, and some women don't. Some women get it, and so as me, who's been on these social media streets, there is no hatred any more deep than what women say about men on these social media streets. You guys hate the ground not you, because you're different. You're trying to do something different. But if I went on TikTok and I didn't have my head together, I'd be as a broken piece of lettuce.
But that's what I'm saying.
On all the women who hate men.
But when you guys talk about how come people can't find their person,
because the women ain't sincere. The women not sincere.
Oh, okay, but it's not only a one-sided thing.
It's not. But the point really is, okay. So we don't want to dive first, but who's more intentional, women or men?
When it comes to what?
When it comes to long-term relationships,
of course the man has to be intentional because you have to ask.
I said more intentional. Exactly. So that has to mean something.
Right. I agree with you, but because men are more intentional, you're also intentionally not taking that step because of what goes into it. So
whose fault is that though?
What do you mean?
The fact that men don't want to take it to that level, could it be because of the woman first of all, most of us, too many men trying for women that are outside of what they should be trying for, because we don't eliminate women the way we should.
Okay.
We're not good at eliminating. No, what I'm saying, I'm not trying to bash women. Like we've talked about this before. If you're a certain kind of guy, our thing is visual. We'll see this pretty woman, and just for the possibilities of having her, right, we would do stuff that we shouldn't be doing. As opposed to saying, okay, listen, I know what she said, I know what she's thinking about, and I need to stop pursuing her because she's just not the kind of woman I would go further with. But a lot of guys can't let go because of the scarcity mindset.
Okay.
That if I can't get her, my life is over. And then they'll make decisions on women based on just the looks and forget all of the.
You just went on mute.
Oh yeah. It's probably a good thing. It was probably a good thing.
that's the problem, isn't it? Because if a man is supposed to be the one who is asking a woman to marry him, yet he's wasting his time on women that he knows is not that, he's not even in the mind frame to do that, nor is he picking women who are in the mind frame to do that. You're prolonging the process.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to put past. I'm just telling you a fault of man. It's a fault of man.
It's those types of faults for men are big faults
they're not only big, they're huge.
Right.
They're huge. What I'm trying to say is, but let me tell you, I haven't heard a woman come up here and say, you know what, women don't talk about their faults. Right? So I'm trying to say is the fact that a man has to ask a woman to get married and all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of us don't understand what that actually means. That's what I'm saying. I said a lot. I just think men understand what that means. Some people just go through the process. Let me put it to you this way, and I'm gonna shut up. If I saw a woman get on her knees to try to ask a man to get married, it's cringe face. I cringe when I see a woman try to ask a man, "Will you marry me?"
She found her other person. She found her person.
It's not up to you to find a goddamn person.
Thanks.
It's not
and the man
don't ask again or not
just for that. It's just
not up to you.
It's cringe.
Then y'all got to stop asking these questions of why y'all ain't find
No. That means you gotta present yourself to be there. That's the problem. People listen. And I don't know, man. Just working with a lot of people. People don't want to present themselves to be worthy of what position they're trying to play. They know everybody's living in fear. Everybody's scared that yes, life is 50-50. I mean, I'd rather be.
If men lead this, if men lead this area of life, and you talk about people scared and fearful, then you have to use your logic to think that men are the more fearful person in this situation.
Yes, as of the environment women have created and society have created with men, they are afraid, and this is
good. But at the end of the day, as a man, like you said earlier, Coach Ferg, you're a man. We got work to do. You got to be your own man. You can't let other people be the deciding factor of who said what. Men.
That's why
you have to know yourself and not allow social media. Social media. It's like 40, 50-year-old men who've been around way before social media allowing
social media
to be a hindrance for you. I don't understand.
It's not social. Most men only speaking because when I listen to a lot of people speak, a lot of us speak in a sense that we have a son or a daughter. We want to protect our interests.
You don't want to get believe. You can't get up. You can't come up world class.
Yeah. Most of us can't.
World class is special, so he can come up. But y'all, this supposed to be a conversation on the show. I gotta
go.
I just want to say, I think some people, when they're so attached to social media, they believe everything.
Yes, get the hell out. Off.
They believe everything, every little word they hang on these, on these talking shows, on these podcasts. That, if it's not a podcast that's actually delivering educational content, when you watch, for example, and I think it's fake, but we can talk about that later. Tonight's conversation, I think it's all fake. I think the cards are written up before they even get there.
Oh, you mean tonight's conversation?
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yes, it's
because there's no way on earth like that. Remember that one lady that came up? She had on a jean jacket and she had on no bra. Yeah. And she talking about, do you think I should? Would my man have a problem with this? Come on, you're not an adult. You can't think for yourself.
Yeah, that's probably scripted.
But let's say it is, and I'm gonna say it's not, right?
Mhm.
The fact that you got more people that show up there that go to church, right?
Mhm.
And you talk, we're not talking about young though. Most of them motherfuckers is 40, 35 and over,
And them
right?
tickets is expensive.
And they
Like,
all been ran through, but they trying to get somebody to validate for the bullshit that they trying to stay on.
mhm.
And that's gonna be their problem. But again, a lot of these people are in the prime of they finding what the new word, the partner. So if you're trying to
A
look
lot
for a
more
partner, more than likely you looking for that shit to dissolve. But if you're looking for a spouse, it doesn't apply to just a gender. If you're looking for a spouse, both of you are going to have to put in the work that you haven't put in before for no other man's and no other women's. I don't know. It's part of it. We the most Bible reading, non-acting motherfuckers ever.
Preach.
What's the Proverb 31 women? Most women can't describe that shit.
He's virtuous upon.
No, virtuous. No, if you was virtuous, you would have followed that shit at 19, 17, and 18. You wouldn't have been giving up your monkey. You'd have stayed virtuous. None of us are doing that. I mean,
That's why I think that
Bible's not
Bible
about
talk.
perfection. Let's
I
not go
think
there.
that Bible talk is fugazi. Like, if you look at it, um, like how you gonna be a virgin again after you got kids already? Like, what are we even talking about?
Well, this ain't Sunday school, okay? Y'all going to have to go to the church's page for that.
What's that world class up
Get
here?
into all that because there are answers for that, but we're not going to get into all that. Hello, world
But you
class.
can't be a virgin
What up?
after
Can y'all
you've
hear me?
already had a kid.
What's
Like,
happening?
Look, there's also born again Christians. How you going to love God? You was a crackhead at one point. Look, there's questions for everything, but tonight's not the night to get into that. World class, how are you?
Precious Christ.
Awesome. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
All right,
Doing-
what's
Can y'all hear
going
me?
on? Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you. Sound good.
Can't
All
complain.
right. So
I
you requested
But I thought the topic was funny. I didn't know it was the actual word for it.
yes, Andropause.
You heard me?
So I'll say pause now.
I think I'm on the delay. I think my Wi-Fi sucks.
I think you.
Yeah, we hear you. But so, what do you think?
I mean,
about
we've
the
been
budget?
saying pause all the time, so
Yeah, add that intro.
mm-mm.
Add that intro. Good evening. Good evening. All right, so we're gonna keep going.
I mean,
go ahead. Is there a lag?
Yes, I think it's a lag. But go ahead.
yeah, it's probably me. It's me. I'm
All right,
pretty
go
sure the lag is me. But I think what the guy was explaining in the video has more to do with like, well, I'm big on health, so probably health. Our diet is really bad, but then just a life of just displacement. Like this society is not made for brown skinned men. It's not. It's actually made to feed off us, and the constant disrespect. And I don't think it get talked about enough. The stress that we go through from the blatant disrespect day in day out, day in day out. It wears on a guy when you getting disrespected by something you could just destroy in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I even give one quick story, real quick. When my son was being born, his mom was having complications. Well, he came early because he was, she had complications, and she was telling the nurse that she didn't want to get no medicine or anything. She wanted to affect our son, and so she ain't really she wasn't in her best self. But me, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I can tell them people, no, she don't want this, she don't want that. So this little, I mean, y'all forgive me, but this little white nurse, I'm sitting on the bed with my son mother. This little white nurse sits between me and my son mother and say to her, "You're not gonna let him control everything, are you?" And it took everything in me to not knock this little white lady across the room. I've never in my life been disrespected like that by nobody ever in my life. She literally sat between me and my son mother and said, "You're not gonna let him run everything." And my son mother was like, everything he's saying, I already said. He's saying it for me. But I looked at her and she just said no. She just shook her head. No, don't. I was gonna slap that little white lady, but it's just so natural. The natural disrespect that we deal with, I think that has more to do with it than whatever that scientific term is for male menopause. The guys just get beat down by restraining yourself, by I guess life disappointment. It wears on you. It wears on you, and um, I even myself, like when I was young, I got burned out from always holding back, from not hurting people, like knowing you can hurt people and you can't, because it's just gonna make the situation worse, make you feel like macho at the time, but it's just gonna make the situation more hostile. So I think a lot of that has to do with it. I don't think we talk about that enough, about how we gotta, how you got guys that's like 6'7", 6'8", and they be gentle giants, because they always gotta, everybody's always intimidated by them. They always taken as a threat. I just think us as brown skinned men in this country experience a lot of that, and that wears on us. So I think that has a factor in the male menopause. What is it? Andropause? There you go. So I said it about andropause. Yeah, andropause. I said it well.
Those are some interesting topics. What you said about like being a gentle giant.
That's what I was thinking about.
Training. I didn't think about that.
I got it.
Most men are typically that. They have confidence in who they are. If they got confidence, they understand you don't need to be violent and aggressive on everything, because you understand that everything is not going to go your way. And certain people will address us a certain way, but at the same time, this is where confidence comes and say, and our pain said it already. I would have did like Trump said to that nurse, sit your motherfucking ass down. This is me and my woman. She did her job.
Yeah.
Was she black or white? Is what I want to know.
White.
The nurse? She was a white lady. She was. I was gonna slap her.
But I was looking for a lawsuit. Anytime it happen again, they start talking to you. Make sure you let them know I'll be suing your ass. Yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna sit there hold you. I was thinking about places to put that little lady. I ain't gonna sit there hold you. I was
don't be violent.
The restraint that's required is taxing when you have to restrain yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
When you live in that way, restraint. And which is okay.
And the reason I'm telling you this
is because it ain't no good. But go ahead, Preston.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt.
No, I'm done. I'm done. You got more? What else is he saying?
Nigga going through menopause. That's crazy.
I had to.
Did we get high flashes?
Myself, me and my wife, when I was married at the time, in the Scarface type bathroom, lived in Sherwood Forest, like. The life was on point, but I was never fully happy. I was feeling missing. I was feeling depressed. I was feeling lost, feeling rage. All of these things were happening within me, and I didn't know what was going on or what was happening to me at all. I didn't know. Nobody understood. Quitting jobs, didn't even try. Didn't put effort in my family. Left stress on the woman I was married to. Everything was just terrible, what I was going through. Feeling missing, like a piece of me was missing, like I'm trying to find that piece of puzzle that belongs in this completed puzzle, but I can't find that piece to put in there for completion. And that was the thing that was destroying me. It was destroying me. Seriously. And then there's this one thing that's taboo. No man ever wants to speak about or tell anybody about. Nobody wants to talk about this. Low sex drive, erectile dysfunction. For a lot of men, this right here, it hits their identity at the core. So they go quiet about it. They carry it alone. Their partners think it's about them. Think that they're not wanted anymore, desired anymore. And now they feel shame. And actually, both of them start to feel some type of way. And nobody's talking to nobody anymore because of that.
So is that something that's like embarrassing to bring to your spouse, or is that something that you have an open conversation about?
Don't know. You have to. I mean, there's no way, if you're married, there's no way that you can get past that without that.
Right.
But see, again, when listening to him about taboo, the thing about him is like he wants to broadcast. He's like wants to do story time on goddamn TikTok. If your Johnson can't get up, I'm not telling nobody. Okay, hey, first, man, you know what, man, my shit don't work no more, man. I'm not gonna talk to no man about that. Or my
Facts.
best girlfriend or some shit. That's just for your wife and your
That's
doctor.
it. That's it.
You know, you ain't gonna
Yeah,
sit down here and share that with nobody. Hey, man, you know, so I walk in the room and say, shit ain't working no more. And then if you got your wife look good and say, listen, man, you want me to come in and take a little fucking round for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on.
eventually she'll notice it.
Men don't share shit like that with nobody
Mm-mm.
but their spouse or some kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean, I hear where he's coming from because I think he kind of intimated he's not with his wife anymore. I think if he caught that, I think he said, I used to be with my wife. I think I caught him say that. I listen, you know, men have their issues, but we're men. We don't share shit like that with everybody, and we ain't supposed to.
No.
But our wife and
Listen,
doctor, maybe, but everybody else, you don't need to
we
know.
we got the solutions, fellas. It's 2026. But erectile dysfunction is a thing of the past.
Right.
Just stop eating for 3 days, clean out your colon, you'll rock up. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your age is, you'll rock up, man. Your blood flow, we get your colon clean, get that blood flowing. Don't just go fast for 3 days. Get you some mushrooms, and you be all right, man. You leave them eggs alone. That's the hotel. That don't work. You be all right. Fast 72 hours, man. You be right back there.
Yeah,
Like you was 20.
Come with no panties on. Come in with no bonnets and no panties. You know.
The
Tell them rub your
problem I
leg a
see,
little bit. You be back.
the problem I see is that if you're young in your 20s, 30s, you having problems like that, only person you should be talking to is your damn doctor.
See, that's the key. You said something there. A lot more young men are having
Yeah.
that issue. It's crazy.
Yeah, because they're not building it up, doing anything else. You got to build that up. That's what it wasn't nothing better than running through the neighborhood, playing basketball 8 days a week, swimming, riding your bike, and then you know on Friday we used to get clean and fresh and just put on our little soft walker shoes. And my girlfriend talking about make sure you be over about 12. I'm over 11:15. She I don't even know. I used to all, and it's crazy because I didn't grow up with a cell phone, but I would always know the right time to be like, all right, Arpane, Leon, world class. I holler at y'all, rusty ass ankle nigga.
I'm going.
We cool. We cool, but we ain't that cool. And we just sort of moved on that. And I don't. And again, I'm glad I'm aging out, right? And I listen to a lot of people older than me. That doctor told me early in my marriage, because I believe I was ready to hit there. Like, I mean, I've been active for a long time, and I'm take pride in like how I can be active. And the doctor told me, older doctor too, he said, man, listen. He straight out asked me, are you having sex? I said, yeah, doc, we good. He said, make sure that's part of your diet. That's just as important to your health and confidence to know that your woman, your wife particularly, is going to be open to you in that capacity. I got to thinking, and like 3 days later, I had that conversation. I said, look, I'm energetic about you. I go for the work. I said, there are two things that, it's not a lot that I want, but don't deny me the one thing that can help me escape the real world. Don't deny me the one thing that can allow me to be in tune with you. And
he said,
and this growing. But the thing that bothers me is that in your 40s, why are young men even having issues with that in this capacity? I always focus on the why. Why? This shit just don't happen. It's a why to that. And one, they don't get the confidence building that they need early. Two, the world when most black men become adults, they realize how much the world hates. It used to be. Now their mamas is telling them, everybody telling them that the world hates you, da da da. So they hearing it, so they growing up with the inferior mindset.
Mhm.
So it's just it's and I should it's going to be amazing how the man of us who want to be man will have a space in the forward future of American society. Because niggas ain't leaving America. But are everybody going to be on this sensational individualism and be like, I can do it by myself, then be crying for everybody's help when you thought you could do it by yourself? If it is, then black people will fail. Our future is doomed. If we go to that capacity, because remember, we went from one of the best family units in the world to now everybody individuals, it's going to be a long, I feel for y'all kids right now, 16 and under, because y'all parents ain't going to leave y'all shit, but a whole lot of emotional problems.
I definitely think so. I mean, people can't even survive a T-Mobile outage, you know? So like, I just don't see, you know, people coming together community style like we once did in mass numbers. You'll have some, but you just won't have them in mass numbers. And the message won't be as loud.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, it's funny. My daughter, this weekend, she bought the first time she brought somebody home.
Ooh,
yeah. So we went in the back.
Where'd you put the body?
So what?
Where'd you put the body?
You know, he's cool, man. You know, I said, listen, you know,
that's what's up.
Get a little bit of, you know, gentleman Jack in the back talking and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't want to. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I needed that advice when I started with company. When I was a goddad, I was 21. My goddaughter was 6, and she had a little friend that came to the house. And when she went in the house, I was out there with her by myself, and I said, "Listen, if you hurt my baby, I'm a kid." And then I swear I'm not even joking. He stopped coming around, and I told my goddaughter when she was, I'm not as precious. I'm sorry, that really happened. And then she was like, I told her that when she was 21. She was like, that's why he stopped coming around.
You scared away a 6-year-old. That's funny, man.
And I meant it too. I really looked him in his eyes. I thought, look, I kill you. That's my child now.
Yeah, Anthony says, thank you for talking about Andropause on your show. It really did a number on me. It took me years to realize what I have been going through. See, there are people who experience it. Nobody on the panel is ever going through these things, right?
Absolutely not. Ever. No. Of course not.
The host has to be able to bring some diversity and topics to the panel because it is an issue.
You're doing great.
That men around the world, y'all don't know who watch these shows. You know how many people watch shows who just sit in the shadows, who don't say anything, who just want to see what you're doing, who want to just see what you look like, who just want to. And there are people who turn you on and they go and they drive and they work and they cook and they do what they need to do, but they listen to the conversation because they know that something is wrong or something was wrong and it was something that they experienced or had some type of experience with. And so I appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you, because it don't have to be a whole, swarm of people. If one person is able to take something from these shows, I sleep good. I mean, I sleep good anyway, but
we didn't down the guy who's talking about it. It's just how you deal with it. It's going to be different for all men. So, I mean, it's a good topic to talk about. Nobody said it's not. So, if somebody got something out of it, that's great. But
how parallel is andropause to menopause? Because they women be having hot flashes and they cycle be off and
right. So
they start thotting. It'd be different.
What? In the menopause?
They
start being cougars and like I don't know. That's
bro. You gonna have a hot flash. You start having hot flashes, and then you sleep with your foot outside the cover and your fan on, and all that. You know you're going through it. Maybe.
But so then it's more gradual. So it's a gradual decline. And with women, we
It's aggressive.
Y'all know, like, ours is okay. At this age, you're going to experience this. And then you might experience the precursor before you experience the actual cursor. So again, a lot of women say that when they hear about menopause, and a lot of younger women will say, no one ever, I don't even remember hearing, maybe they did talk about menopause in health class and, grade school and high school and things like that, but they don't necessarily prepare you. You're so far away from the age that you're not thinking what you should be thinking when you're going through things like that, or you're about to come up on stage.
Yeah, but Precious, aren't women more socialized to understand at a certain age?
We are.
Okay.
However, when you hear people's specific stories and what they
I can be
It's all different.
actual happenings of what's going on with menopause, then it opens your eyes and you're like, whoa, no one ever said that would be happening. No one ever.
It's different for every woman, though, right? Some women have an easy menopause.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if something gonna happen, give me the worst case scenario. Like,
you're still young enough. You're still young enough. Some women say they get horny as hell during that process. Some women say they're dried up like a desert storm and shit. So I mean, that's a wide range.
That's right.
That's a pretty wide range.
It is, but I mean,
for men, for men, it's pretty simple. If your Johnson ain't working no more,
that's all you need to know.
We don't go through all this stuff. This shit don't come. If it don't work no more, it's like a 1 and a 0. Does the shit get up or not?
Yeah,
and that's it. And then, so you need to. Then it might be the shades of gray. How much more stimulus do you need? And then this and that. So I mean,
that would be the same thing with a woman. 1 to 0. Y'all, well, I mean, is it no wet, little wet? Like, what do you mean? It's the same thing with a woman.
So if she need a spit start, that's probably.
It varies, but it varies.
They're like, what?
But that's the thing. If you got 10 women, they always probably say they have 10 different symptoms, but mostly would have similar in some capacity.
Receivers, you don't have to worry about the main being the main thing, right? Because you could just kind of lay there and just have to, hey, listen, man, you got to lube it up a little bit more than this. You can't just enter, do a few things, right?
We have more.
But if a guy can't get the Johnson on, there's nothing else going on. But I mean, that's it. It's like a 1 or a 0.
If the blood ain't flowing there, then you're gonna get whatever you get. The problem is this, again. That's right. I ain't worrying about the old niggas. I'm worried about all them niggas 25 to 45. That's the problem.
That is crazy.
That is the problem, and that goes to show a decline in the testosterone of the man over the last several years, who I would say particularly have been raised by the woman's whole intuition. Dressing like your mama, act like your mama, fight your mama. And even in women, a lot of their characteristics are groomed by the mother also. More masculine. You fight. You got to take care of yourself. You don't need no man. And I think it's a great area for men, though. It is. I think this is outside of the old school barbershop, where men were isolated to their sectors.
The women who are raising men, it's a woman's fault that you can't get your Johnson up. It's a woman's fault.
Yeah, well, based on old boy, because I would think that it plays in your psyche though. But again, that confidence. I'm not saying it's 100%. It's not 100%. See, he wanted to get away from Joe. The more he placated to the feminist movement, he got away from Joe. The more he stopped looking like the daddy, the weirder that shit got.
No doubt. Yeah,
the more he looked like his daddy, he was cool, calm, collected, the ladies' man. The more he got away from Joe, you see the result. Now, most guys.
That was a good movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
You haven't had that experience.
Is it on streaming yet?
Precious.
Precious in rare form tonight.
Yeah. Precious. Do you think Do you think, Precious? Do you think most fathers, if they were engaged as much over the last 45 years as their fathers were, and not say the family was 40 years prior, you think we would see the high number of men now placating to their feelings and emotions and wanting to be more under? It's almost like they looking for the same validation women get.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of them.
Listen to me. And I'm not saying feelings don't matter. I truly believe in, but as you get older, you have to understand who you are.
Right.
You have to.
It's not necessarily about feelings, even though we all have feelings and so they can't be avoided, but they also can't go unaddressed. People's unmet needs is what causes the behavior that we see. It causes the depression that we see. It causes the, toxicity that we see, unmet needs. And a lot of people don't understand that you have to find out how you going to meet your needs before you expect somebody else to meet your needs. Because if they never come through and meet your needs, then what is your mental capacity going to be? What are you going to do next if somebody can't come and meet those needs? And I think people get caught up in being dependent on someone else meeting their needs, because it starts at home in a family, whether it's with two parents or one parent not being able to show up. So, excuse me, I think that, at the end of the day, y'all know what I say, be real with yourself so you can be real with others. And if your issue is that your needs aren't being met, then you have to ask yourself, if those people never show up to meet my needs, how am I going to move forward with that? How am I going to deal with that? How am I going to register that within myself and then regulate the emotions that surround that? In today's society, again, I think that a phone is the only thing that's needed for some people to get their needs met. Not physical interaction, not going outside, not touching grass, not hugging a tree. It is, as long as I got this device in my hand and it's working and the Wi-Fi is strong, I'm good. And so the need for physical interaction is non-existent at this point.
Never mind. But I think it all goes to, or comes from, I should say, family foundations. Like, what is the foundation of your family? Like, what is your principle? What is your identity? When that last name is said, what does that mean? So you won't, which is why I always speak up for how little girls have been treated amongst our people, because they hold on to it a little longer than males.
Oh, wait.
And express it. Yeah, that's the guy from the video.
The guy from the video is here.
I thought you knew that.
I didn't know. I'm just reading that message, all the messages, and I went up. Oh, so the guy is here. I don't know if you're going to join the link. Come on up. Oh, this supposed to be the link is at the top of the chat if you'd like to join us. Because, child, we talking about your video. I mean, no one has said anything bad about you. Everyone is agreeing with what you said in the video. But definitely join us if you like, and we can talk to you and not just about your video.
Yeah, you can set it straight.
What's going on?
What's going on, Sean? What's happening, man?
What's up, Sean?
Oh, what's going on? Y'all, how y'all been?
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Salute.
All right. So I think we have some more of the video actually left, and if the author
come up and narrate,
come up, definitely. Yeah, I did send him a message on Instagram, and I was like, I'm reviewing your video tonight, so if you like to join,
there you go.
So if he joins. If not, he could just continue to engage in the chat.
I need to pick his brain because I need to know how to approach you youngsters going forward.
Oh, now you want some, man.
I want to pick his brain because I assume he's the same age as me and we're in the same category. So I like to know how this thing
You know,
came
my
about.
mom used to sing this song and it used to get on my nerves. And now that I'm older, I feel like, you know, she used to watch those black and white movies and there used to be this song. And every family gathering, when we would leave, she was singing it. And it goes a little like this. Excuse me. I'm so glad we had this time.
Oh my God.
And I used to be like, Mom, come on. But I'm feeling that, you know, that's the song that's gonna commemorate this.
That's a nice wholesome song.
Yes,
Nice wholesome.
yes, that's my mom. She wants everything kumbaya. All right, we're gonna keep going. Where are you? There you go.
Now I will admit, I experienced some of that, but it didn't hit me as hard as other men I know it hit hard because they told me how they are, man. I'm attracted to my wife. I love women. I for some reason, I just don't have a desire to smash one. Women out here that talk about the single brother, then the married man was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. My wife is desirable, but I just don't know, you know? And that's a real thing. And I'm going to thank Marquita. She introduced me to the word andropause 2 years ago. And I started learning it recently because I was trying to understand menopause and perimenopause and andropause. From what I learned, what she told me about, I realized I was going through it back then. So I decided to learn more about it. Why isn't it a medical condition? Why is perimenopause not considered a medical condition? Why is menopause not considered a medical condition to be in under insurance, to be a right to go to a doctor to get treatment for? Why is this not a thing? Oh my God, and then comes the fucking brain fog, right? Forgetting words mid-sentences, struggling to concentrate. For a man who has spent his whole life being the provider, the problem solver, the strong one, feeling mentally slow is terrifying to men out there going through that. So men hide it, and the isolation actually gets deeper from that. There's times where my kids were telling me I said this, and I'm like, no, I don't recall saying that, but apparently I did, you know? Or I'll be talking and I just forget literally what I'm trying to complete when I'm saying something. It's crazy fucking work, this andropause.
So brain fog. Have you guys ever experienced that? Like, you know, forgetting what you're gonna say, or
Well, he says why isn't menopause and andropause considered a medical issue? Well, I don't think the medical industry look at that as an issue. I think they look at that as maturation, just a part of the aging process. So I don't. So you're not. They're not going to have any type of. It's like, what's the cure for going through puberty? Nothing. You're gonna have an attitude. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be annoyed. You're gonna be disrespectful to somebody at some point. And I think that's why they don't look at that like that. I think our own people should look at everything that our people should look at everything that the medical industry has and check it 3 and 4 times because I don't. You know, it may not suit us. Yeah. How they got the BMI and everything for women and stuff, and we know our women are denser and thick and stuff like that. So that part, but yeah, brain fog. I think it really is like, it's really just like the computer, last in first out. It's just so much stuff that has gone into our brain, and we got so much organized. You get names mixed up, you get faces mixed up. I done seen this year 7 people that I ain't seen in so many years, and I ain't even know their name. And these people I went to class with. These people I hung around. I'm like, who are you? Because I got so much stuff in my brain. I don't got time to remember you. So, it's gonna happen. I think it's part of the maturation process. Our brain just prioritizes information.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I do a lot of word exercises.
Oh yeah.
I do a lot of word. I mean, I just do them all the time. Give me a phrase, and I try to figure out what the word you're trying to say. I just do them. But yeah, I think that's a good point, world class, about the maturation process, because they already tell you what you need to do. You say, don't get fat, and stay in shape, and eat right, and you'll probably be okay. I mean, Jack LaLanne used to tell, he was like 91 years old. He said, hey man, and he would have his comment, man, you're so often, you need to be in shape, and you want this, and he's like 9,500 years old. Before he died. So, I mean, just so the point is, if you get out of shape, you're more prone for everything. Everything. So I know it, man. I'm trying to lose some weight myself, but I mean, I'm lucky enough that there's still something left. I got at least a little bit of muscle memory.
Listen, let me say this, right? I figured it out, right? That, bro, listen, man. Nigga, you light skinned, got that good hair, nigga. Your problem was, I don't know if you was married for a long time, but that was your problem right there, man. You had them throwing it at you, and that shit was hard to fight off. And you was going through some shit. I understand, man. The dude got his hairline, he got all his edges, he got that wavy Rick Fox. I thought it was Rick Fox when I
He
first
got all
saw it.
his edges. That's
Man, a dude with Rick Fox. See what I'm saying? A dude looking like Rick Fox. Come on, bro. Come on, man. That was why you was going through the pause, because you had the pause on all them yams coming at you. And it was traumatizing and hurtful because you had to walk away I get it now. But man, listen, man, light skinned dude with good hair, all his edges at 50. Nigga, look at me. Look at me. He got all his hair, good hair too.
Like Rick Fox.
Come on, man.
He do look like Rick Fox.
This ain't about me. This ain't about me.
He asking how to join. It's a
Anthony,
It's a
put the
link.
link at the top of the chat. It should be pinned to the
You
top.
should just drop it again.
Drop
You
it
should
again.
drop it again.
Drop it
Yeah,
again.
you should drop it.
You got that big hard looking chin, man. Come
Did you pin
on,
it,
man.
Precious?
Going through the pause.
And you better not be 6 foot tall. If you 6 foot tall, it's all cap.
Yeah.
If I'm
Come on,
5'9",
man. If it's 6
I
foot
mean,
tall,
when he said that, I was thinking maybe.
The link again.
You know-
So just click the link, and it's going to ask you for access to your microphone and your camera.
When he said that, I was thinking about this might be funny, but I was thinking about maybe the Diddy world, where like if you didn't experience so much different stuff, like it's hard to stay excited. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd have been through. You know what I mean? Maybe not
Been
him, but
knocking
I'm just
them
thinking
down
like,
for a long time.
yeah, you'd have been around his block before. You just seen
Yeah,
it.
shit get old quick. I was there too at 45.
You're not gonna spin from the ceiling.
Good
Oh, there you go. There you go.
What's going on?
evening, good evening, Anthony. How are you?
Hi, I hope you can hear me. It's my first time doing this.
I can
Salute,
hear
bro.
you.
Welcome, man.
Okay,
Welcome,
great.
man.
Because I was struggling to get in. Forgive me.
You're
And
here.
I apologize. I'm just not seeing your info on Instagram. I've been real busy with some other stuff.
It's okay. You're
Mm.
here. You're and in the conversation, I thought that your video, I came across your video and I was like, you know what? I want to talk about this on the men's panel because, we talk about relationships, we talk about what the men do, what the women do. And we used to have a panelist who, used to dig into men's mental health and well-being. And I was like, you know what? This kind of feels like a feeling of a blast from the past. So let's review this video and talk further into it. So thank you so much for, putting it out there. We know our pain, men don't sit around talking about these things, but like I said, it should be public information, right? We should be able to share with others and have and
I
be
agree. I agree. Thank
I
you. I
know.
really
Cool.
appreciate that you invited me. Though. I'll be quiet and go for it.
He saw all us old niggas up here. That's why he came up here. All them old niggas, like, them niggas is old.
No, I said,
wait,
I was really.
what you talking about?
No, I'm saying,
Our parents
Anthony, how do you get men to talk about this stuff?
Yeah.
And who do they talk to? How do you get men to actually open up about this?
Hey, that I like that question you asked, man, because I'm telling you, I'm getting bombarded like on TikTok. It's over 1 million views, but I'm getting bombarded like, are you gonna ever do a live? And I'm like, I'm trying to find some men who want to come on and women because my goal in this was to let men know stop bashing women going through perimenopause and menopause, talking about they're crazy, get rid of them, this and that. And I'm like, we take on an X chromosome with a Y chromosome. And you guys don't think that we don't change as we get older? I didn't know this until the woman I'm talking to now told me a year and a half ago that I was suffering from andropause back then because I worked for President Obama. I had a life, a beautiful life. I lived in a house. My kids had 4 bathrooms, everything. I mean, a life. And one day I woke up just disconnected. I was getting offered 6-figure jobs, and I was like, I don't feel like it. I didn't want to be bothered. I stopped playing with my kids. No affections toward my damn wife. It was crazy. Like I felt like something in me left me, and something else took over this body. I I was just disconnected. My old man, he's from the old school, right? Like we all raised that way, right? Society tell me you suffer through it, whatever. And he sat me down and told me, "You're about to lose your wife and your family. What is wrong with you?" I had no answer. I sat there and looked in my head, and I'm like, "There's nothing there, guys." I was angry, confused, lost, disconnected, no ambition. Sex drive was going in the toilet. Everything was happening. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Forgive me for saying this. At one point, I just wanted to just kill myself and be done with it because I didn't understand why I felt like I was an outsider in the whole planet. Because
Mm.
I thought people were gonna laugh at me, and I told them if I told them what I was dealing with, because I was used to you just got to move as a man through society, and you don't talk about your problems.
So can I ask you a question? You say you worked with President Obama. Did you work with him until the end of his terms?
No, I actually moved on into Congress for Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence afterwards. Um,
So
so I worked for him as one of his lead organizers for three different states and five cities in each one.
so did you get to a point to where you was going to be retiring out of the workforce and just where your life is changing because you've always been sort of in control, been able to do the things you needed to take care of. And then I guess as you get older, you know what I'm saying, you start looking at retirement and then possibility of not being valued and wanted. You think that could have been a part of your mind state because there's always the why. I like to know the why. And you say you
Okay,
don't know, but and I said because I believe and maybe not you, there's you typically an event that triggers those type of emotions.
and be honest with you, nothing. I had great plans for my retirement. I was a year and a half away when I found out in Congress. I was a year and a half away from retirement, and then there was a controversy that happened under my the congressperson woman I was under,
Mm,
and I was released. So I never made it to the
there
retirement.
you
But
go.
that wasn't it. That was way. This happened to me way before then. I just woke up one day just disconnected. Like life was literally taking off for us. It was no fear, nothing was there. Just one day. Even my ex-wife back then had asked me when we separated. She asked me, she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I stayed quiet. And I really was looking at me, and I'm like, I couldn't find nothing. So I told her, I don't know. I just know I don't want to do nothing. I don't feel connected to nothing. I feel like something has left me and it's some other person inside. I just
Yeah.
felt all of these different things in me. And excuse me for saying, like, I started feeling like what women say they were going through. I'm like, I've heard women in the perimenopause, but I'm like, this is crazy what was happening to me. I divorced my then wife to save her from being drowned in what was happening to me because I was leaving everything on her, the bills, the kids, the weight of everything. I just didn't want to participate in this world anymore because I was
Can I
disconnected.
ask,
So
can I
how
ask you a
did you
quick
save
can I ask you a
yourself?
quick question? Can I ask you a
Yes,
quick question?
yes.
If you on when you were at your height when you was working for or whatever you would consider your height of your career, um pre-retirement arrival, right? How much free time I hate saying that term because there's no such thing. But how much time to yourself do you think you had throughout a week and
Honestly,
hours?
I had a good fair amount of hours because the woman I was married to allowed me to still be me. She didn't rule
Mm.
with the husband, wife title. I had time at the gym. I had time. I would walk with my kids to the ice cream place. Like even with all the work that was put on me, I still I feel like I was living everything I should have lived.
Is that me or is that
No, he froze a little bit.
Uh-oh. Oh,
I
there
thought
we
it was
go.
me.
I was,
I can't hear him? I can't see him.
No,
I think I can hear him.
no, he's frozen, I think.
I can't. You muted. Precious, you muted completely.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
can
hear
hear you
you.
now. Yeah.
Yes, I must have lost or and I don't know if that's hold on. Let me see.
Was that Sean making that noise?
That was
Yeah,
Sean,
Sean went out.
but Anthony
He blacked out too.
too. Yeah. It oh, I think what I'm gonna do is I kicked Anthony from the studio. Hopefully he comes back.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what happened, but I
It'd be
was,
nice to hear what it'd be nice to hear what he did to get out of the funk.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to hear that.
Because there are you have doctors and those who um study this. They have their ways to, how do you overcome this and
Right.
get out of this. And most of them will tell you to exercise, definitely go to the doctor regularly. How you're managing your stress, your nutrition, of course, and sleep. A lot of people don't get good sleep, and rest
At all.
is biblical.
At
Like
all.
that, like he
There you
incorporated
go.
into our design of life. So rest is very difficult. Hey, Anthony, sorry we lost you. You may have to unmute. Maybe you're on mute.
He's not talking, I don't think. Can you hear us, Anthony?
Probably on his phone. So I don't think you're muted. So
Can you hear?
you hear us? Here we go.
I don't
Can you
think
hear us? Oh no.
Nah, it's not working right.
Oh
Depending on what browser he's using. He might need to use Chrome if you're not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like he's probably on his phone, on a phone, like on a cellular.
So when I asked him that because I knew he was gonna give me the telltale sign because I kind of recognized this, like when the weirdest thing happened when I was young, that I was following my mentor for 2 years, and then I had the same success that, well, he said I would have, and then I realized that the success takes up a life of its own and you take a back seat. And I was doing 70, 80 hours, anything a week. And you don't realize you're not you anymore. Like you don't realize until it's like you more tired than what you need. And when the little thing he said before his phone started messing up is he said, "No, I got a lot of time." Shout out to his wife, ex-wife at the time, but he said, go to the working out and stuff like that. And I'm listening to him like, that's not time for you. That's still maintenance, and that's still responsibility. Going to ice cream with your son, and that's my world is to do stuff with my son, but I still need the time to decompress. You know what I'm saying? That the body needs to completely. If I'm working out, the body needs to. You only build strength through recovery, not reps. That's where you build strength. You have to get to a point where you have no load, and we don't. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, Precious, about us brown skinned men in this country, having restrain ourselves all day. We don't actually relax. And we know that from sports that you have to completely relax too. That's why they do the ice baths. Your body got to completely let go. And at 40, I wish I'd have knew this at 20. I'd have took more times sleep way, way more than what I did, because that part of God that we know about, it happens through sleep. And so I've woken up with a clear mind from a good dream. It'd be so relative, and you get it from when you just break out of your normal habit and take a nap or go to sleep early, So yeah, I'll see you back. I don't know.
Back, Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm right by the router, like it's
Yeah, but we hear you pretty good now.
It's StreamYard. That ain't you. That's our StreamYard.
Platform,
Okay.
yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit, how did you get out? How did you get out of the fog? How did you save yourself?
Now, how I say myself, it was a crazy method. Like I said, I divorced my damn wife, right? She was a great wife. I sent my kids to the mom, everything. I chose to be homeless because I had no directions or nothing. And I went through life trying to figure out what is happening to me. My life was good, everything was on point. I left everything behind because I didn't even, I'm gonna say like, I didn't even have emotions. My kids, when I come back into town, they would run and hug me. I gave them a quick hug and I went straight upstairs, threw my gym clothes on, went to the gym just to be away from everything. So I let everything go. I lived in my Jeep. I'm telling you, it's a story behind that. I chose homeless because I felt like something was broken in me. And how I found my way back is, um, I'll just say God played a part in it because I traveled like to, I don't know, maybe for 8 months. I think I traveled about 7 different states, trying to find a connection with humanity again, with society again, trying to figure it out. I didn't know about eating habits or exercise until a year and a half ago, but somehow I came out of mine. And when I look back, I realized my food intake was different because I was eating more healthy apples and stuff because I had no money. I was struggling on my own. And I think that me eating more healthier started to change the whole chemical imbalance inside my body. Now that I've learned what it is and I look back on all that, I'm like, that helped. I kept exercising more and more. I meditated more. I moved away from certain things that were not good or conducive for my life, and my surroundings of energy. And all I know is one day I just started feeling whole again. And when I felt complete again, I got right back to work, and my first job was working at a roofing company with these young Thundercats. And here I am at 40 some years old. Mind you, this hit me in my mid 30s, and it got worse close to my 40s. But I'm throwing shingles with these cats trying to hang with them. Too old. I recognize them like, bag off. You can't handle this, bro. They got you. But I found my way paying attention to what Marquita had told me. This is the girl who told me about Andropause. And I look back and I'm like, it was the eating habits that changed, all that chemical type food, all of that stuff I was no longer doing. And I think that's what helped me get myself back together because the chemicals from food and different diets and things of that nature, I think what was ruining me. I don't think it was meeting a million people. I got angry at people because say terrible things like I don't want no dang old black. Well, they said I'll say the N word, right? Telling us what to do that was in the White House, right? None of that. That made me angry toward people, but it never affected me disconnected. All I did was say, okay, you're gonna figure out how to connect with these people. But one day I just woke up just disconnected from people, and I know it wasn't from stress or people. I just became disconnected because life was on point for me, and it made no sense to just turn down jobs after job. And I'm knowing I'm leaving pressure on this lady, this woman, and I'm neglecting my kid. I'm knowing this, but something in me just kept me away from it. It didn't make me fight for it. I became lethargic, sleepy, like not from stressing it. Everything was just going away. Everything that I used to be was just seemed like it was leaving.
Wow.
So
Oh,
was this around 2020?
This happened to me back in. It started back in 2000. I want to say 9 or 10 because I got the
Oh, okay.
divorce in 2013. But I went through that
Okay.
whole thing all the way up to 2016, 2017. Because it had got so bad for me at one point when my I started clearing my head. That was probably about 20, let's say 2014, 2015. But just before I cleared my head, I wanted to take my life out. I'm like, I don't belong here. I don't I don't exist here anymore. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it did a number on me. It did a number on me.
Your story is unique within itself, but it's typical for a lot of men, right? You spend so much time trying to take care of others. You
Yes.
were
Yeah.
doing, you know what I'm saying, your husbandly thing and outside. There's not a lot of people that actually have to secure others people's lives outside their own family. And that could be a hell of a burden. And the fact that you was taking care of almost two people, two families, right? You working in with close with the president. You got to be on your p's and q's and have some type of, what I'm saying, at least be aware of your surroundings in that capacity, right? So I can
Yep.
see
Yep.
in
Now
that.
here's the thing, right? My damn wife, she COO. She hanging out chief of staff for city council. She was bringing in
Hmm.
the revenue too. I
mm,
was just falling apart while she was still building. I was falling apart, and that's why I let her. I divorced her. I, we haven't had a chance to talk, so I can explain to her. I don't know what was happening to me back then, but that's why I divorced her because her life was still prospering, and I was falling apart, and it wasn't jealousy or envy. I just knew I was disconnected. Like she
Mm-hmm.
didn't
Well,
Yeah.
understand. When I would
I
see
got
her, I would hug her and kiss her, everything. One day I just didn't do
Yeah.
nothing with anybody. I just
I
woke
got
up
a
like,
question. I got a
yes.
question in reference to that. Earlier on, you mentioned that men, need to stop bashing women, etc. Now, my question is it bashing when it's observation being described and observation being shared? Uh, in your case, for example, what was being observed of your actions and behaviors, it being addressed, is that bashing or is that something that is necessary to be able to identify and help maybe get a resolution to the issues that are going on?
I'm sorry, you broke up on something. Repeat it one more time, please.
I said, you mentioned bashing of women earlier, and I said the observation of the behaviors and the actions that are going on and speaking to it and addressing it. Would you consider that bashing? Like, for example, in your circumstance, if someone was to bring it to your attention to try and get a resolution, are they bashing you?
It's how you do it, right? Because um, recently, like the woman I'm with now, she was dealing with menopause, right? She's still going through it. Early on, when I first met her, I was talking to one of my closest friends, like a brother to me, and I was telling him about her and what she was, how she started acting, off and distant from me and so forth. And some other friends, they're like, "Oh, bro, you got to leave her, man. They crazy. Women are crazy, man. She's older too. Women are crazy." They were not um trying to help me understand what she was going through. It's like, leave her, get you a young one. You don't have to be bothered with stuff like that. I learned about what women go through because of that. I fully understood. I heard about perimenopause and menopause, but I didn't, you know, men don't really bother with that. Like, "Yeah, okay, that's a woman thing, problem." But
Mm-hmm.
when I understood it better, I realized that she's actually changing her brain pattern. Everything in her is changing because of that. And that's when I realized that andropause is a man's changing inside his brain pattern, his way of thinking, all of these will happen. So it's just that I hear now when I hear men talk about women and how they act and respond or aggressive and angry and they just cry, emotional. And all, I'm like, bro, that might be menopause. And they're like, I don't care what it is. You know these women stupid and crazy. And I'm like, that's what I mean by bash. It's like that's your answer to this instead of understanding that. Then I tell them, men deal with something similar to that, what women go through. So I tell them, now what
Well,
if you
what's
go
interesting,
through it? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying what's interesting about what you're saying is you're absolutely right. You should give grace where and when it's menopause, but there are some people who are crazy, and we need to
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
credence and attention to that as well.
yeah. I agree. I agree 1000%. But I just wanted to give the benefit of the doubt first, because now I sit with couples or guys who go through it, or even women who try to understand the person they're with, or save their marriage, or that's already divorced. And they're trying to say what you said is everything that the man I love is going through. He was this way one time, and then they said now all of a sudden he's this other person, right? And I tell them it could be andropause. Get their testosterone checked out. They got T cells that we have other T cells that latch on to certain things in our blood chemistry that actually causes us to go down that path even further, right? So I tell them go get a hormonal specialist to do serious deep blood work on you to see what the deficiencies are, and then you can figure out how to get from there to a better place. But like you said, there are some people who are just mentally dealing with stuff on a mental level. I won't, call them anything other than they're battling mental issues.
And I want to thank you
Yeah,
for
but
bringing those symptoms and that uh, those complications to our attention, because many of us aren't familiar with it. As you stated, we're not familiar with it on a couple on both sides, on both genders. We're not as familiar with it with the menopause process and what's going on, nor are we familiar with it when men go through it. So we appreciate you bringing that to the attention and it getting the momentum that it's growing with, because it's helpful to not only yourself going through and understanding better the things that you've learned, but also us who aren't familiar with it to be able to have more.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to acknowledge because people know me as the health
Sound
guy,
you.
but a lot of what helped him change is lifestyle change, and
Yeah.
I try to tell people you listening to when I'm talking, you listen to one of the most violent people you'll ever come across in life. And when I changed my diet, I went vegan in 2012 and stopped eating meat and stopped eating flesh and stopped eating milk. My anger level just started dramatically decreasing. And what I usually don't tell people is my son was born in 2016, but from 2012 to 2016, every day I was spitting up mucus every single day. The entire time I was every day I would spit up mucus, and the intake we have, along with stress, I don't even separate food from stress anymore. It's the same thing because
Mm.
it's going to make a deposit into your mind, your psyche, and your brain, no matter what. Whether it's bad food in your neurological pathways and dendrites and etc., or it's trauma, it's going to affect your brain pretty much the same way. You're going to have you do association. You're going to look at it, smell a certain perfume or cologne. You're going to have the same response. See, drive past KFC, have the same response when you smell it. Food, it's the same thing. So your intake really has a lot to do with how well you deal with real life stress, and that's why, brother, I had asked you, have you take time out for you? What time do you have for you? And you said, you go work out, but then workout can really be work. Workout is work. It's like you need time to really decompress and let that stuff go. How they
Yeah,
say,
that's.
take
I'm
a
sorry.
holiday and just yeah, I got you. I'm just saying this and no, and just really just let go because that load, that stress operates like compound interest. After a
Yeah.
while, it will just start doubling and tripling and doubling and tripling. And so will our responsibilities. And you're going to run out of you at some point, which, you had your wife, you have your family, but you still got to sit in that seat. You still got to operate that body. And sometimes you have to just absolutely positively let go before you can't let go. And life got to
But
make you let go.
that's
Yep.
why it's
Yep. I agree
important.
with you 1,000%. I
Once you
think that's why
start,
I moved myself
yeah.
away from the family and everything. Because as I was going through it, like you said, that's when the heaviness started hitting me. I'm like, I'm not even being a equal partner. I'm not moving as a true father because I come from a family where my dad has always been in the picture. Him and my mom stayed married till he passed away. Um, so all I knew was family man, uh, husband role. I knew all those things, community guy, all of those things. But yeah, I that was one of the things because as I was dealing with this and I had no answer, I felt myself getting worse and worse and worse. And I
Mhm.
saw her getting lost more and more in the marriage, trying to understand what the heck is happening. It
Yeah,
got to a
blaming
point where
herself.
like I was just out of control. After we
Right.
split and separated, I was out of control for a while. Like I was really dysfunctional. Um, but I just said, you know what? Whatever this
So,
is, go through the fire of it, but get everybody
so,
out the way so they can be safe and deal with this
Yeah.
thing. Deal with
so,
whatever this is that's happening to you. And
so
you're right. The more I moved through my life, and exercise was my way of exerting energy to relax. And then I started getting to another place of figuring out other ways to calm myself down when I was going
but
through it. And once I got into that place of clarity, it was like I could see everything in vibrant colors. It was amazing. It was like it felt good to be alive and connected to everything God created again.
but can I ask you this? Did you have bad eating habits prior to your change of eating habits? Did you have bad eating habits? Did you eat a lot of on the go, just picking up something just to eat instead of eating more healthier
Oh,
before
fellas, can I
this?
just say this to you guys? Thank you for talking about this too. I'm telling you, this is a big deal to me to hear
Definitely.
men talking about this because
You know, it
it,
always it always takes a woman to, you know.
Yeah.
and I'm not going to even
That was
debate
love.
that. You are
That
absolutely
was love.
right.
To take you,
No, that was
Precious.
All right.
hey,
Not
Precious. That was earned. That was earned. You got that. You got it.
Yeah, because you know, men,
did
we
you?
told to stay strong, stay quiet. If
But
you
did you
feel
go
it
to
weak, you can't tell it, you can't expose it. You got to just bury it in and keep it moving.
the?
That's what you
But
have
were
to
you
do,
going to the
you know.
doctor when you
And that
first started?
that's a terrible system. My
I
dad
don't think
went
he can
through
hear
it
you,
and
Coach K.
survived it.
Yeah, I don't
I
Yeah,
don't
think
he
think
you
he can
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 hear
hear
me.
hear you.
us.
Can you hear
Can
me
you hear
talk?
us,
Can you hear me?
Anthony?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yep.
I
Okay,
did. So were you did when you first had an inkling of what something can
I can't hear
possibly
you now though.
He wants to know if you
yeah.
went to the doctor or something like that.
Yeah, did you ever go to the doctor or anything?
Recently I've been going to the
No,
doctor.
no, no,
Back
no. I'm
then
talking
I didn't know
like
what it was. I didn't know what
there
I
you
was
go.
dealing with. So I was literally
But
on my own. Like
but what
how and I'll say it like this, Marquita, she explained to me how what she's going through, she feels like she's all alone in it. That's how I felt when I was going through it. And that's why I told her I actually when she said I'm like it resonated with me. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what it was to even go to a doctor. I just felt like something was wrong, but there was no answer to it. None.
Because you say you were in your 30s,
It
right?
hit me in my 30s. I think I was, it started, I felt, when I look back, I felt it creeping in on me about 37, 38.
Man,
mhm.
you're on mute. You're on mute.
You muted, Coach Ray. Go ahead.
well,
You got
see,
it, cool.
the fact that I guess I would say to the majority of men, this will probably be a new, I guess, social emotional part of thinking for men forward. But it goes to show that even though we think we have it all together, we don't take care of ourselves in the most critical way. Because
Yeah,
if you know yourself, again, you understand change. But if it's something that you truly don't understand, most of us, like Arpane said, we don't advertise it to the most important people that should be known about it. I advocate for any man. Not every doctor is good for you. There's some good black doctors out there that could probably give you better information. Find one of them if you can, but don't don't psych yourself out of getting the help that you think you need. Don't look at it as a weak thing. What people stop thinking about what other people say and feel about you, because damn it, they talked about Jesus, they're gonna talk about you. But I think if
Amen.
the more men can recognize those things within themselves earlier, they can leapfrog a lot of the pressures that society puts on us, and just even with trying to take care of others outside of us. I've always thought it was important to find your peace in your place, regardless of what it is. People mistake being lonely from being alone.
Mhm.
I can be alone every day and I still ain't gonna be lonely. But I value who I am. And I think, because my man, you look like a older Rick Fox. So I know back in the day, you was fighting off them little presidential Bill Clinton. Yeah, I get it, man. I can I get, listen. You ain't got to tell me, man. Look. You still got your full edges, man. And I can only imagine the pressure you
that's
was
funny.
under when you go out with your blue suit on. And I can understand. Oh, you CIA. Oh, you FBI. Oh, you federal. Come here. I get it, bro.
Good.
And I get it. I ain't tripping. But the fact that there is a word for it,
Yeah.
it used to be, I guess we went from, I don't know, what was it?
Male life crisis
Stoic
is what they
and
kept trying to throw it at me. I'm like, it's not male life crisis.
yeah. But and I'll say this and I should, I'm always weary of our society going forward as it pertains to us men.
Mhm.
They don't have to feminize who we are, the type of emotions that we go through. And I'm always leery of that. Just the name of it, like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. But the fact that you cannot, that there is a word for it. I would love to see how many men, once you recognize it, what your issues are, you have to be willing to put in the work to get past them.
Yeah.
because I can't say I'm in all these emotional places and I'm so sad, but I want to have a family. I can't pour all that onto my children, into my wife. I have to deal with that however long it takes and embrace the fact that I went through it and now I'm better for it and live in that moment, not like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's just bad because now we're seeing testosterone levels going low
Right.
in the prime of most young men when we should be lifting cars and chopping down trees and fighting the bears. Now they standing behind you pressures talking about protect me, protect me. So I would hope that if men are going to address it, address it in the way to say, yeah, man, we start here, but our goal is to move past this if we want a stronger nation of me, not, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are, and this is the gray area. Men are recognizing that they're valuable too, Precious. I keep telling you that. And they're
Y'all
doing
always
it.
win.
No, because even if we realized it, we wasn't going out expressing, we'll just take on the burdens of everything.
Right.
Now men are stepping back and say, hold up. Let me
Emotional.
value me first.
Mm-hmm.
And when those men come out of it, some are for the better, some are like, I'm never going back to that simp role again. Because now they can recognize it. And that's a scary thing for the future of the women. Because now men are not just looking at the sisters to be by their side. They know that the world will accept them. So it's gonna be scary.
It's funny. I know that's
The
your final thoughts going on over there. So
Yeah, we're gonna get to the final thoughts.
let me just say this before the brother go ahead, and let me just say it real quick because I don't have that much. I understand because I retired in 2020 from my job, and sometimes you find out things in retrospect because I was traveling a lot when my daughters were, in those formative years. And once I retired, they're the ones who told me after a while, that I was different because I didn't have all those pressures, right? That's when I was cooking more. I was all that kind of stuff. I didn't go into any depression, but I talked to them more. And, and I started thinking that there's a lot of those formative years that I missed because I had to work, and I was gone. But once I got off and that pressure was gone, it's just like, I was like almost like a new dude, right? So my kids are saying, "Well, how come, Dad, you wasn't like that before?" I said, "Oh shit, I had to carry the world on my shoulders, so I could only give you what I could give you. That and I couldn't give it to you all. So it was only a few things I expected from you. One, be a good student, get your shit together, get yourself out of get into school, and don't let no asshole get you pregnant, right?" Because my kids didn't have no boyfriends when they were teenagers. So that was I just had a few things, and that was all I can handle. But I think some of my daughters need more. They needed more from me, more conversation, more of that. I just didn't have the bandwidth, right? Until after I retired, then I had more bandwidth. So I can understand some people going through that. So I dealt with. I didn't have no depression, but now that I look back on it, man, God knows limitations. So I could only give him what I could give him at the time. My poor wife, I don't even know what she thought about me that bad. She's still here. She's still here. She's still here. She held it down. So
were those your final thoughts?
Yeah, that's my.
Well, thank you so much.
Man, thanks for this. This is a good topic. So when I first saw it, brother,
it's cool.
I said, "What the hell are we talking about this?"
I'm glad I came up.
That's what I said. I said, okay, let me go ahead and go through the process. But it was a good conversation. So I'm glad you popped up, man.
Yes. World class.
Thank you for having me.
Final thoughts, of course. Thank you for being available. World class.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me up. I appreciate you doing this live. Everything you do on this channel, everything you do on IG. It's very unique. It's very much needed. You giving voices to people that don't have voices, and I always, every time I see you, I shout out or share what you do because it's important. You're doing something that matters, and it's dope seeing a woman, one of our women, doing stuff that this is, making a legacy and continuing the legacy of the women that made it possible for all of us to be here. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing them justice, and I appreciate you for it. The greatest lesson I ever learned, bar none, I have favorites, but none compared to this. Is when purpose is not known, misuse is inevitable. And I think a lot of what we seen with Anthony has a lot to do with, we could be attracted to what this system and society offers us as our dreams and goals. But the one that makes it possible for us to breathe air, the one that makes this planet, the sun come up and down, has a purpose for us. We have to find it. Um, my 30-year-old little brother got killed 2 weeks ago, and from watching a child that I fed to now gone, watching that whole life, seeing a child not really grab their purpose for whatever reason, all of the various reasons, it stuck out to me more, because everything that I know today, it comes from me trying to save this boy life, trying to give him another opportunity to do something different. Everything, the way I am as a dad, the way I am on on these panels, the stuff I talk about, I'm passionate about it because it was always birthed on saving this little boy's life, because my older brother got killed when I was 8. So it's a body count behind how I move, and it's easy for me to know my purpose. I can sit up here and bang on my chest to know purpose because people died for me to know. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't understand that. And when you don't move in the right direction and you hesitate, or it take you 20 years to realize it or 30 years to realize it, you're lucky to be an Anthony to go, you know what? This ain't it. I'm when we go through a crisis, but you pivot and then you get back in alignment. And I think that's a part of, we have to, as a people, we have to find a way to juggle what this society requires of us, so we can feed what we need to, feed our family, and doing what the Most High wants us to do, doing what God wants us to do and design us to do, so we can live a fulfilled life. Um, and because it's tragedy when, like I'm looking at his face as I'm saying it, like my brother's face, and it's just like he never got the opportunity to find it, because this world is very seductive. It's not easy. It's actually trying to suck up the strong and the talented, and the people in between that get caught up. But purpose is extremely powerful because truth is compelling. When you have it, you're going to move, and when you don't have it, you're going to stop. You need to know why you're here. Why, and then and I say this and I'm done. You see true divinity in children, because when they can talk and they can ask questions, they usually are asking why, why, because why is like the 3-letter word for purpose, and they have to be fulfilled in that way. And when you have your why, when you know why things are, it's clarity. When I'm clear, I can drive, I can go. And I think that's what men need right now, is be clear on what they're doing, at least in terms of their education, and us passing it, being old people. I'm the young, I guess I'm the youngest male here. We're passing our wisdom to help them be clear, because they're better than us. They have us as an example. You know what I'm saying? They can draw from us and add to them, and like we did from Malcolm X and his generation, etc. So that's what I say. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining. Coach Berg, your final thoughts, sir?
I mean, it's always a pleasure coming up on Wednesdays, Me and our opinion, we sort of talk outside of this, and, we sort of, he always asks me, and I'm like, yeah, because I use these things even in my own life in some of these conversations sometimes, right? And it just helps me appreciate the woman that I was blessed to be with, because she'd tell me more. I'll look at her like, you sure you love me? I just doubt it, but I believe it to my heart, because the things she does for me, the way she try to take care of me, and I'm just at that age where I'm just going to reciprocate it to the end of my days. I don't have to get validation from anybody. She leave me, hopefully we together forever, but if she wants to get back out there on the streets, Ferg will be out there on them streets too. And I'm gonna be hell on high water. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, it's just, it's, again, I understand men of today looking for the validation they need, because all of our lives, most of my life, we've been told to stand second tier. to our women. There's no other race that's been told to stand down to their women. And the fact that people are finding validation going forward, we always heard our parents didn't teach us nothing. In my mind, so damn what? You're here now. You're older. You're wiser. You're supposed to put away some of those childish things that you claim you read in that good book, right? And understand that some things happen in time. Some things are supposed to happen the way they are. And a lot of times our decision making puts us in position because we want to be leaders. I didn't lead the football team, but I want to be a successful man. That goes through a man's head because society says this is what you're supposed to be, whether we're equipped for it or not. It says go do it. Whether we had a father and grew up in two-house parents, it doesn't matter. Society says go do it. And I think some people get caught up in just trying to take care of others so long that they lose who they are. But I've always been a sticker for, always be comfortable with who you are, accept you're ugly, regardless of what it is. And again, have conversations with people that can help you, not people that's always talking in a bad space. You know what I'm saying? You have to get away from that. And as men, I think the more we can gain enough strength to understand that it's okay to be alone and not look at it as society says you got to force yourself with this woman and this type of woman and have all these crazy sexcapades that America puts on us. So salute to men who are now finding their own. You don't have to curse women just to be that man, but you don't necessarily have to shame them if, you know what I'm saying, if that's not something that you want in your life. You know it's there. Do your best to avoid it. And then, man, hopefully, man, we all get to live 85 and 90. Because if I become single, I would not have a girlfriend. I wouldn't. You gonna pull up and you bring your weekend bag and you got to go. You ain't getting no mail here. You ain't getting no benefits. No, you gonna get a good meal, a hot bath, some fun in the sun, and you gotta go.
We're dealing with, ladies. This is what we're dealing with. All right. Thank you, Coach Ferg, for the final words. I appreciate you so much.
Shout out to the weekend. Shout out to the weekend bag.
What you looking for? If you ain't got a house, don't call me. If you got an apartment, I ain't coming to no apartment.
Precious, why when y'all come up with the weekend bags, y'all be leaving stuff on purpose? Why y'all be doing that? I ain't gonna put you on the spot. Never mind, go ahead. Leaving a bonnet under the bed.
My man got his full hairline. I'm still on the fence about him, man. That nigga too. Hey man, listen, man. He still got his full hairline, man.
So you can't trust somebody with all the edges.
Hey, might be a toupee.
Hold on. Are you 6 foot?
I wish. God, I wish. I missed him by 1 inch. 1 inch. I missed him by 1 inch.
Like, let me just round up.
Hey, I know. Look, hey man, listen, man. I'm still on the fence. Hopefully, you come back, man, and we can have some more great conversations, man. But hey, man, what's your page on Instagram? Where you at?
You could go on that one. It's you could go either Anthony Yanish or I want to say where's that other phone?
Ish needs to be said. I think
this nigga got curls in the back of his head.
Precious she got to share. She on YouTube, but Precious got shared out. She did YouTube. She got all the links.
She got it. Okay, go ahead.
Put it in the chat, Precious. That's you supposed to be knocking all this out.
Shout out to Gen X, man, because I know you're Gen X, man. That's why I ain't taking it easy. I know you're Gen X, bro.
Yeah, Gen X. You know how we did it. No seatbelts, all that stuff. We did everything that could have killed us, but we survived it all.
Ain't it?
You've been fighting off girls since he was 14, man. Stop it. Stop it.
Man. All right. You got any closing final thoughts for us this evening?
First of all, I want to say to the one gentleman who lost a loved one, My prayers in the air for everybody's peace and
Absolutely,
healing through the
sir.
whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Appreciate you.
that's I want to get out the way. So the word I want to leave is this: men, young or old, it's okay to express something you're going through to somebody. You have a safe space with somebody somewhere. Have that conversation with them. They may have the answer. They may have the ear to listen, so it can relieve. Like we talked about stress and things, but it takes that stress off of us because men are told carry all the burden, suffer through it all because you're a man and that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that you guys talked about no, we're not supposed to do that. Sometimes we're supposed to pull away and be selfish to ourselves and take care of us too, in order to be rejuvenated to go back. Because Jesus did it. Think about it. Jesus always left them. Whenever he did what he had to do with the 12, he dipped. He went and got his time in with God and his meditations and his energy back, his strength back. And
Mm-hmm.
then he came back to deal with more.
Hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I like about this group a lot, how you guys speak on everything in a more positive, honest way. And yes, I will be coming back every Wednesday to check you guys out. I thank you for even reaching out to me because I did not know you exist and this page exists on YouTube. I will be back. I promise you that. And the other thing I want to say, fellas, go get your blood work always done. Get it done. Go to a hormonal specialist. Your doctor, personal doctor, only do surface tests. They don't go in deep about what's happening to your body. Our
Mm-hmm.
bodies change as we get older. It's a fact. Our mindset, our
Hmm.
blood, our frequencies of our brain, everything shifts as we get older. It's just a fact. So don't be afraid to speak and go see the doctor, a specialist if you have to.
Yeah, man. Bring that
All right.
Thank
Instagram crowd on over here, man. Bring them on over here, man.
thank you, thank you.
I definitely work on it.
I think I sent you the message today, like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
I was like, hey,
yeah.
I'm in sales, so I don't have no problem reaching out to a stranger and asking what I need to ask. So I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm sure those who are watching are very grateful and appreciative. The guys on the panel, we needed to mix it up a
Yeah.
little bit. We got world class on the panel tonight. He usually
Mm-hmm.
in the comments doing his thing. But thank you for joining
I'm
us.
usually asleep by now.
Thank you, Anthony, for just joining us to have this important conversation. It was a video that I just saw on social media scrolling, and I was like, you know what, this is important. It's important,
Yeah.
and it's not talked about a lot. And like I said, we had a former panelist who really used to dive into, or not dive into, but used to. He never left the show without telling men, make sure you go and get your blood work done. Make sure you're aware. And I think we need to get back to that because we need our men. We need our black men. We need men, period. We need you guys to be healthy, and we need you to take that serious because you are the
Hmm.
leader of the community. And so when you
Hmm.
take it serious, I think everyone else will follow.
Can I
So,
just say one quick thing?
of course.
I'm sorry. Men and women, we need to, like you just said, make sure we get ourselves checked out, but be there for each other. Because this red pill influencer stuff out here on the social media pages are working to keep us separated. Angry men angry at women, women angry at men because that's how they make their money. And these people go home to family. They go home to wives, girlfriends, kids, all of that stuff. But they're teaching us or telling us
Yeah,
you
ain't
don't
lying.
want that person. You don't need that person. That's not what we should be teaching. So we have a lot to combat against because these people are out there getting the bag on controversy. And I see what you guys are talking about is not controversy, it's about real life and how we can find answers to fix these problems.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's stay together. Okay.
Mhm.
Loving
Mhm.
you forever.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna get up out of here, guys. Thank you again. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Join us next Tuesday if you're interested in adoption and foster care talk. I was adopted. I was a former foster youth, and so I bring awareness on that on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll be right back on Wednesday with the men's panel. You guys know what I say: be real with yourself, so you can be real with everyone else. If you guys are catching this on the replay, hit the like, leave a comment, let us know you was here, and
Yeah,
share this.
hype it up, hype it up.
Yeah, share this with others in your life. Thank you again, and you guys have a great evening.
Take it
Thank
easy.
you. You too.
Sure, bro. Sure.
Yeah.